Oh yeah, we're back. Oh my god, it's so good to be back. So good to be back. Let's get it started.
Woke up on a Wednesday, feeling kind of blue. Got the hump day blues, don't know what to do. But then I heard the voice, Mike, Mike, Mike. He said it's Waffle Wednesday, let's take a hike. Grab my keys, jumped out of bed, headed to the diner with hunger widespread. Flipping pancakes, waffle giveaways, syrup dripping, my breakfast is morning. Hey, Waffle Wednesday, let's turn it up to 10. Building PCs in the back, rocking till the end. Syrup flowing, taste buds blowing. It's Waffle Wednesday, let the feast begin. It's Waffle Wednesday, let the feast begin.
Oh, I know it's only Wednesday, but it's Wednesday.
Middle of the week,
Waffle it
middle
up.
of the desert.
Oh my god, it's so good to be back. We got a lot in store today. But first, waffles.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah. Big hump, big bite, name Mike, sun bright, sand in my kicks, but I walk so light. Got a crate full of better and my grill on high. Every Wednesday morning they line outside. They don't come for the coffee, they come for the ride. I'm the camel with the lettuce and the syrup on the side. It's hump day. Waffle up if you got the stuff. Waffle up. Mike and the dudes turn breakfast to a sport that's tough. We ain't got no pancakes here, just square soaking up that love. It's hump day. Waffle up if you got the stuff. Hey, I play shows in the shade logo on the stage, Thermaltake lights up, whole crowd in the blaze, fans chant Mike K. Every time that I raise on another goal, waffle to the sky like praise. Got crumbs in my beer, syrup drip on my chain. Got a lot of cool camels trying to get in my lane. I just laugh, flip better, let them taste the flame. If you roll with the herd, better know the name. Mike, it's hump day. Waffle up if you got the stuff. Waffle up. Mike and the dudes turn breakfast to a sport that's tough. We ain't got no pancakes here, just square soaking up that love. It's hump day. Waffle up if you got the stuff. Left hump, right hump, throw your hands up. If you're riding midweek and you never tap out, never. If your team waffle, let me hear you shout. Waffle up, that's what we about. It's hump day. Waffle up if you got the stuff. Waffle up. Mike and the dudes turn breakfast to a sport that's tough. We ain't got no pancakes here, just square soaking up that love. It's hump day. Waffle up if you got the stuff. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Oh my god, it's so good to be back. Oh yeah. Oh, it's Wednesday. Let's go. What up, everybody? We're back, baby. Oh, it's so good to be back. I missed you guys. I'm sorry we were gone for a little while. I'm sorry. We were gone for just a little bit. We're back. We're back. Oh, thanks, Pig. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you guys so much. It's good to be back, man. Let me tell you. Other side of the planet stuff, it's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy out there. Hopefully everything's working. My camera was a little over there. Waffles are working. That's a good thing. Waffles are working. More news on that Capo X. Oh, I got you. Actually, I did a pretty cool video with Tech Power Up, talking about that and a couple other things. I got a good little bit to go over today. Got some photos to share, as well as some fun media stuff. It was really good getting to see the boys. It was really good to get to see everybody. Had a good time. We had a lot of interesting stuff, you know, like with that Capo case, we had like different experiences there, kind of showcasing like the different ideas for, you know, why you would need a dual PC kind of thing. You know, I thought that was pretty cool. Lots of racing stuff.
Absence makes the heart grow fonder. Just ask Chippy's leg. Monster.
Yep, I brought Chippy with me, but I didn't break him out in videos. You know what I mean? We had other partners stuff there too. You know what I'm saying? So I can't really. But yeah, he was in my heart. Chippy travels with me like everywhere I go. He's with me like all the time. All of him is with me. I swear. It's not just like other things. It's not just like other things. It's you know, it's a good bit. It's a good bit. I know there's a joke there. There is. Sup, Faith? Good to see ya. Thank you guys for coming back. I know I was gone for a little bit. I get it. Sorry, you guys missed out on some sad Waffle Wednesdays there. You know, it was Thursday when it was Wednesday. So like I kind of wore my hump day shirts on a Wednesday, even though it was Tuesday for us here. But then I was like, oh, maybe if I wear it on a Thursday, it counts too. So I kind of wore hump day shirts like back to back. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. We were there, I was there a week early. So there's a lot of stuff going on. Thank you for the sub, freaking guy. Appreciate it for the 18 months. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Of course, one thing we did miss out on was waffles. Make sure you get in on it. We got some good ones cooking up today. We have some extra stock. No, we have some fresh ones. We got fresh ones. I think a lot of the other waffles from before COMPUTEX got stale, so we made sure we got new ingredients. New ingredients today.
Hey, guess what day it is?
Exclamation mark Waffle for your chance to win. We're live on Twitch and YouTube. Yeah, come on. Come on, get in there. Gotta type on the keyboard. Beep, bop, beep, boop, beep, bop. No bots though. Only wafflers. Only wafflers. I think I'm kind of over my jet lag. First couple of days was definitely a blur, man. And you know the sad part is it's like right around this time, like 2 p.m. Like, you know, like back here in the States, like I think like 1 or 2 p.m. That was probably like the most tired I was. I mean, it makes sense when you look at the, 15-hour difference all the way over in Taipei, Taiwan. But, it's some pretty crazy stuff. SZA coming in with the 1 year. Thanks for the 12 months, SZA, appreciate you, sir. 07, thank you, sir. Thank you. But yeah, like, dude, 2 o'clock comes around. I was so tired this weekend, but it was so good to be home, see the fam, lay on my couch, get in and out, get some food. Always good to be back, though. Always good to be back, dude. Getting to see some of the peeps that we get to see, there's some good friends out there. And, I can't tell you how I feel bad because we got so much going on all week, right? I think it was 17 media in 3 days, plus videos and all the, other stuff. But like 17 media in the books, 3 days. I was pretty blasted after each day, you know what I mean? Like show floor, tons of products, showing people stuff. There was a huge amount of people there, and it's not like it's not the norm, if that makes sense, right? So usually with this show, it's not a B2C, it's like a B2B, right? So a lot of times it's business partners and media that come out, so we can show them a lot of the new things. And usually there's a public day, and the public day is on Friday. But I found out, and I don't believe they did this last year, because I definitely don't remember that crowd. But this year, I guess they basically, if you had a business card to apparently anywhere, looking at the amount of people that were there, but if you had like a business card or something, they allowed you to get a ticket. So it was slammed. Like the first couple of days, so many more people, in between the booth and sitting there dodging. Whoa, oh, hey Paul, over there, it's the other way. Whoa, and then there's other people that it's like, and it wasn't like media people, right? Like it was, somebody's uncle coming by and going, hey, do you have a catalog of stuff so that I can I can look at this and maybe buy it or whatever. And I'm just like, who? Wait, a catalog? Well, we have a website, you know, and it was just so many more people, man. It was so crazy. It was so crazy. And I mean, I think, you know, Tuesday, you know, I guess that was our Tuesday, your Monday, right? But either way, day one, let's not worry about time zones. Let's just stay day one. So day one, you know, I had a lot of big media come out. Of course, you know, it's day one stuff, right? It was busy, but you know, the amount of people, and then, you know, these media guys, I gotta give it to them, because, you know, back in the day when I started doing a lot of this stuff, you know, giant cameras, right? People had these giant cameras, or a giant camera guy, or the camera guy had some weird contraption that gave like a little claw arm thing that holds the camera for him, right? Like all that stuff. Like all the media had just like a little, you know, little device. And it was like, thank God they didn't have a big, you know, no lighting, no tripods. You feel me? Like there would have been no room for that. There was just so many people there. And it's like, I feel bad, right? Because I'm the person showing the media like, hey, all right, here's this. Hey, let's go walk over here to this one. And I'm like, you know, and I'm sitting here in my head, right? Going like, all right, I want to take them over to the retro stuff, but it's slammed up with people. And I'm like, Or you know, the COMPUTEX case, or the Dock Power, or just whatever. I'm scanning the booth, right? Like looking around going, where is there a hole where I could run over there and just be like, all right, hey, there's nobody over here. Let's go over here. And that was literally my plan. And, you know, it's funny because it works. It works. You know what I mean? Winterfall coming in, baby. Appreciate the 36 months. Happy 3 years, my friend. Thank you so much, bro. Good to see you. It's crazy. Has it really been that long? Damn. Dude, love you guys. Love you guys, man. Scissor Man coming in with the 1 year. Let's go. But like, it's really interesting on the manufacturer's perspective versus the media's perspective, right? The media have to go to all these different places, right? Just, all right, we got to get here, we got to get there. Oh, I'm late. Oh, I'm early. You know, and as the manufacturer, you're just trapped in. I mean, it's at least a good sized box. I'll be fair. We had a nice booth right there in the front. Season tickets, baby. You know what I'm saying? We had a nice big space, but you know, there's a lot of people that were there, and I'm just like, how do I allow these people? Like, one, you're trying to talk to somebody, right? Hey, here's a new thing. This is why it matters. This is how much it costs, and this is when we're planning to launch it, right? And you got, you know, just some person coming by, you know what I mean, with their phone, just kind of like getting in front of you, like, bro, you know, I'm here with Mita trying to film, or like, you know, other people, it's like we're trying to film, and this guy just literally walks right in front of the camera, dude. You're like, bro, because like they don't know. Half of them are just on their phones, looking around, looking at their phone, looking around, looking at their phone, or just walking and looking at their phone. You know, the classic, you know, you're walking along and somebody just stops and makes a 180. They just 180 right in front of you. You know, those.
Guess what day it
fun
is?
times, but like, dude,
buddy, Julie. Hey, guess what day it is?
It's so much, you know, to try to help your media out, being able to like, I was crowd controlling for some of this stuff, right? I'm sitting there like, and you know, the good thing is I'm a big guy. I'm 6'5". I got a pretty good arm span where, you know, I can be like, oh, excuse me, but you know, I feel bad, right? But like, it's just, you know, they're gonna literally bump into Paul's Hardware, or they're gonna bump into Brett at UFD Tech. You know, poor Leo and Kit Guru, man. I've seen him just walk right in front of the camera, and he's just like, you didn't see his face. It just, I mean, it didn't happen this time. We did better, but it was pretty crazy, right? Like, and you know, from my perspective, it's so interesting, and I like to share the stories, right? Like, you know, you're there, you know what I mean? You wake up, go down, have a nice breakfast, you know, hope that waffles are on the menu for today. I had a good amount of waffles. They switched it up. It was waffles and French toast. So it was like a little mixed bag, you know? And, you know, you'd have your nice little breakfast. Then it was the challenge of getting over to Nangang, the convention expo where everybody was at, man. I mean, I think the good thing is they got a metro or MRT, you know, their little subway, even though it's not like underground. You know, I think of it like it's a monorail almost, right? But dude, if you took that MRT from like where, because it was just a little brief little walk from the hotel, we go over to the station right there, you know, and the best part is, you know, especially, I mean, they do have it like in English, so it does help, but you still have to kind of figure it out. But the Nangang was so convenient because it was the last stop on the line that you were on. So you really didn't have too many issues with that. You know what I mean? BV McDaniel coming in with the 29 months. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Sorry, I'm all lost in thought. I was trying to figure out like what I wanted to tell you guys, like give you guys the personal experience. You know what I mean? From my side of things, right? But you know, good little breakfast. The MRT was so quick. You get there in 15 minutes. But if you jumped on an Uber, as convenient and bougie as it could be, you get your own private Uber, right? Stuff like that is like, I mean, it was like a 30 something minutes in the car. So you had to leave early, you had to plan ahead, because you know, you had media right on time, as always, right? Oh, I mean, you know, you got to get there, you know, kind of get everything figured out, especially day one, right? Day one, you know, I like to go a little early. I go the day before, you know, when they're doing like all the setup and stuff. I like to get my lay of the land. You know what I mean? Like, oh, this is here. Oh, that's over there. Looking at this like, oh man, if there's a lot of people, that place is going to get slammed. Or like just, you know, all these things that you think about, you know what I mean? Kind of just putting it through your head like, oh, okay. If I'm going to start this one, like what's my 1, 2, 3, right? If I even get a chance to pick. So I'm sitting there and I'm planning out like, all right, we're going to go to this one. We're going to go to that one. You know, hit my spots, right? But when you have this amount of people there, you kind of have to compromise, and you gotta shoot from the hip a little bit, making some adjustments. So, you know, it was not the same thing, even though you're saying the same thing, it's just in different order. So I guess that kind of changes some things up, you know what I mean? But, you know, you're telling people the same thing about the same thing over and over again for 3 days. You know what I mean? Like, there's a pretty long days. I think I finally got some of the stuff down, like at the beginning, but I totally oofed in the beginning, you know, and it's funny too, because it was with Paul, and it was, and we got the video, but it was with Paul, and he was my first media on day one, right? Paul's Hardware. Love Paul. Paul's the best. We, you know, hooked him up with some monitors so Joe could get some amazing editing going on. So, you know, shout out to them for all the content. Been happy to help where we could, because, you know, hey, I got Thermaltake HQ right there. I'm like, hey, you guys got some monitors? You know, they just want to borrow them. You know what I mean? They don't want to fly. They're like, oh, yeah. We got something. We got 2 beautiful monitors. There was a video that they did on it. It was so awesome. So shout outs to Paul and the team for, I guess, shooting me at the hotel. I didn't even realize he was filming. I guess it's good that he didn't film in my room, because my room might have been a little dirty. I don't think it was that bad. But you know, you hey, you want to come up to the room? Paul would be the guy, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, no, we hooked him up with some monitors. I hope that helped Joe out for some amazing content for them. Appreciate all the support and everything. But yeah, there's a video on that. I thought it was kind of cool, just, you know, chilling. You know, it wasn't COMPUTEX week just yet. I was still kind of comfy, you know what I mean? It was nice. It was nice. We were there a week early. You know, we had.
Hey, that's you. Hey, you like waffles?
We had a good amount of meetings. I mean, it's a good little time to kind of go over a lot of the stuff and everything like that, like be able to see some stuff that, you know, I haven't seen in person, you know, be able to talk to the engineers, R&D, the CPMs, the PMs, all the guys that have been working on this for months, and just kind of pick their brain about things, right? Like, all right, so what's, you know, all right, I see this, what about that, what about this? I mean, I get the, you don't have to tell me how many fans the case fits. I can see that, you know what I mean? So trying to figure out some of the other things going on with the cases that, you know, might spark some interest with media, right? That's my job. I got to figure this out. So, you know, there was a lot of good stuff that was there. Did you eat Taiwanese pork and rice? Yes, I went to a couple of places. I burned the crap out of my mouth on some amazing beef noodle, but it was hotter. It was hot AF. It was so, and I was hungry, and I mean, but yeah, so like, I probably wish I wouldn't have burnt my mouth so bad in the beginning because I couldn't really taste it too much later, you know what I mean? But you know, we went to a couple of the places. Some places we went at, like, you know, 2-hour wait for some of these places, you know, and yeah, it was pretty good stuff. I'd say that, you know, the challenge of being an American, you could say white boy, whatever you want to say, the language barrier. I mean, even with Uber Eats, some of this stuff doesn't really translate. I'm not a big fan of McDonald's. I don't like eating McDonald's even when I'm here. But like being able to kind of find the food there and be able to understand what it is I'm even ordering, right? Because I have an allergy to shellfish. So that's a big problem. I love fried rice. It's just can't have it with shrimp, right? But I got some really nice fancy fried rice amongst other things, beef noodle, orange chicken, like, you know, a lot of good stuff, right? I'm a big fan of meat and rice kind of stuff, but, you know, at the same time, it's
Did
very
Chippy
difficult.
deny entry to the hotel room and hang a "do not disturb"? I'm getting some strange tag on the doorknob. Asking for a friend.
There was no socks on the door handles, but they did have a little button and everything like that for the clean, you know, like the cleaning lady. And, you know, since you brought that up, let me tell you my cleaning lady story. Okay, so what happened to my rub? Where is it? Let me reset. Wow, have I really been? No, it's only been okay. I was like, dude, have I been talking that long? No, the music, whatever. So cleaning lady story, right? So I'm usually pretty chill. I don't want them to clean my room every day. I don't need them to clean my room every day, right? So and especially when I'm gonna be chilling in the room. I was working on stuff like over the weekend. I was working on PowerPoints, you know, getting stuff ready, media kits, you know, all that stuff. So the thing I didn't want to do was, you know, have the cleaning lady come in while I'm sitting there on the computer, you know, and fully dressed, of course, fully dressed. Don't get any ideas. No, I'm just kidding. I was comfy, but, you know, I was sitting there and I was working in the room and I was like, you know, I don't need to clean my room. It's fine. You know, I pushed a little button so they didn't have to clean the room. That was over the weekend, you know, Saturday, Sunday. I was like, all right, cool. You know what I mean? They'll come clean my room on Monday, right? I was like, you know, because we were leaving, we were going to go over to Nangang, go over there, hang out, you know, see the place, you know, kind of check out the booth and everything, right? So then I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I'm gonna come back to my room. It's gonna be all nice and clean. They'll take my trash out, you know, new bed, you know, clean sheets, you know, clean sheet night, you know, stuff like that, right? Come back, nope, not done. I'm like, oh man, they didn't clean my room. Why didn't they clean my room? Did I turn the button? Did I turn that? And I was like, yeah, it was off. I could still, they should have cleaned my room, but they didn't clean my room, right? And I was like, okay, so I was like, all right, they'll clean my room Tuesday. No problem, right? Like Tuesday, no problem. So Tuesday's day one for us. So you know, I'm gone all day. You know, I've been, and it's not like I'm not necessarily dirty, you know what I mean? But like the trash was kind of building up a little bit. I actually took some out myself and threw it away because, you know, I had Uber Eats and stuff, and I didn't want it like stinking up. So I took that out and I threw that away. You know, helping him out. You know, whatever. Like I wanted to be nice, right? Tuesday comes and goes, still didn't clean my room. I'm like, dude, well, what am I doing? Am I doing something wrong? Like, what's going on? Why are they not cleaning my room? I'm like, okay, well, I guess it's whatever. So I go downstairs and, you know, the guy's like, oh, hey, how's that? You know, just real nice, like, what's up? And I'm like, hey, so am I doing something wrong? Like, why haven't they cleaned my room? I told him not to clean my room for a couple of days. But then Monday and Tuesday, I had the thing. I made sure the light was off, right? You know, like it was white, not red. And he's like, yeah, that's right. They didn't clean my room, right? And I was like, so, am I doing something wrong? Or like, and then the guy's basically like, oh, we're so sorry. The hotel is slammed. And there's too many people here, and we weren't able to get to everybody's room because I didn't even get like the thing under the door saying, oh, hey, sorry, we came by anyways, but we saw that you had the little light on. Because, you know, they have those things, right? Little note under the door saying, hey, we stopped by, and we saw that you said you didn't want us to do it. I was like, all right, that's cool. You know, I had those from the weekend, right? Nothing on Monday, nothing on Tuesday. I was like, bro, please, can you help me out? Like, can they at least come clean the room on Wednesday, right? And he's like, oh, yeah. So Wednesday comes and goes, they clean my room, but I was just sitting there going like, man, what terrible timing. I should have just had them clean my room over the weekend because I wasn't anticipating that. I mean, I guess it's busy, right? But like, wasn't anticipating that it was going to be a situation where they were going to clean my room for 2 or 3 days. You know what I mean? I was just like, Green Garage says at Thermaltake Live, I only attended meetings for the plot, and by plot I mean the free catering. Nice. If there isn't a charcuterie board or a platter of cocktail meatballs, I do like some cheeses myself. It is really good. Did the meeting ever happen? I'm just here to bring home the bacon, literally. Nice. Yes. And you know, long days aside, with everything going on, you know, I mean, you're toast by the end of the show each day, you know, and I feel bad at the same time because I'm just so busy, so many things going on, you know. I got other things planning for the next day and all this stuff, and it's like I wish I had a little bit of free time, you know what I mean? And it's like I get some free time, and it's usually before that, even though I'm at HQ, you know, saying high five to K-Dog, you know, and all the fun stuff like that, and you know, taking a look at all the fun products and everything, and then you know, we get to go relax for the rest of the evening, you know, but nobody's there yet, you know what I mean? And we had one of the best groups of modders coming out, as we like always do. And just having a variety of modders come by from all over the world. You know, some I've known for years, some I got to just meet. It's always a pleasure to see each and every one of them. And I really wish I could hang out with them more and have more stuff in related to that. Because, you know, I got business stuff going on. I mean, I am an employee for Thermaltake after all, but these guys get a nice treatment from us. I love the hospitality that we give, especially from you know, our HQ team, you know, because they put a lot of this stuff together. It's not really necessarily me, you know what I'm saying? But I'm there, and it's always nice to see them, you know, hey, what's up, you know, and get to hang out with the boys here and there. You know, people I get to see maybe once a year, you know what I mean? So stuff like that's pretty crazy, you know what I mean? Alpha coming in, sorry I missed you. Alpha coming in with the 26 months, thank you so much for that. And Mr. Blue
Why isn't
coming in
suntanning
with
an
the 18
Olympic
as well.
sport? Because the best you can ever get is bronze.
Okay. Hey, well, World Cup's coming up, right? I'm missing that. World Cup's coming up. I saw the boys over there sweating in North Carolina. I'm feeling bad for them over there, that humidity, bro. That's brutal even for us here in America. It's pretty crazy, man. It's pretty crazy. You know, and then you got the people that cheat with the fake bronze too. You know what I mean, C-Playa? You know what I'm saying? They just do that. They just do that spray tan and all that stuff. You know, so there's cheating and everything, not just video games. Yes, Faith. Yes, I do work for Thermaltake, but you know, I'm glad that these guys get to go out and have fun. I'm glad they get to go jump around, be able to do things, and you know, check out a lot of stuff, and it's just so much fun. It's just so much fun. Oh, and speaking of you know, the modding guys and everything, Sam came out and he made me something. I was going to show this to you. See, take a look at this. Take a look at this. He made me my own 3D printed. Look at the aura. Look at the aura coming off of him right here, just randomly like this. The aura coming off of Mr. Hump Day himself, right? Let's see. Let me see if I can. Can you see it better over here? Look at him. I don't. We ain't building anything today. And I've been gone. But look at Mr. Camel right here. We need to come up with a name. We need to come up with a name. Let me see if I can. Does this thing still work? Does this thing still work? So cool. The detail in this is amazing. Let me see if I can. Hold on. Batteries? Oh, no, batteries. Maybe this will. You can guys really get a cool little look at him here. Here, look. Check this out. Check this out. Let's see. Well. Did I turn it off? Maybe I turned it off. Hold on. You know, turn it off and on again. right? It's so dumb because when it's plugged in, you can't tell if it's on or off. Let's just try it again. There we go. There we go. It was on and I turned it off. Well, lucky me. But dude, take a look at how beefy this TT Camel guy is. Look at the details. Look at his little tail. Look at his little tail right there. Dude, those are some calves, bro. Those are some calves. But dude, from the Thermaltake, the TT on the side, the cool little smile in his face. We're gonna have to make an emote. I think we're definitely gonna have to make an emote. This is gonna be the official camel of TT Live right here. We're gonna have to do some more stuff. I think we're gonna have some fun with AI with this. This thing is so freaking cool. He is a beefcake. Makes me feel like I need to like go work out or something. You know what I mean? Like, come on, Mike. What are you doing, bro? But I like sporting the shorts. But dude, look at him, dude. He's so cool. The detail is just amazing. Shout outs again to Sam for putting this together. Dude, it's freaking amazing, bro. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. One of the many modders that I get to meet, you know, and it's just so cool to see those guys. You know, and I gotta apologize because I feel like I am definitely business first. I got a lot to do. I got a big responsibility, if you can understand, with so many media, so many things going on. It's just a lot going on in your head. You know what I mean? And you know, trying to shift gears on that and spend time with these guys, it can be tough. It can be tough. Not because of me, because I just got so much going on and everything. I don't get a lot of time. I sometimes, you know, we get to sit back and relax, and it was good. It was good to be able to hang out with peeps. You know what I mean? Good to see somebody, and you know, like, but it's still, it's a long week. It's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. I hope this doesn't awaken something in me. What a Chad. Seriously. Like, we're gonna have to figure out a cool name for him. We're gonna have to figure out a cool name for him. But he's definitely gonna be hanging out in the studio. I'm very, very stoked about that. That's a cool gift right there. And I'm just beyond the moon that he came back undamaged. Like, you know, packed him in the suitcase, right? Had to fly across the world. I was hoping he wouldn't get damaged. I was hoping his little tail wouldn't break off. You know, things like that. This is good stuff. Tons of stories. I'll tell some more later. I could probably sit here for a good hour and tell you just the fun little adventures, you know, all that kind of stuff and everything. But you know, it's like at the same time, I missed a good amount of parties. I think I was pretty dead after certain things where I kind of missed out on some stuff, and I feel bad. There's a couple people I wanted to see that I just didn't get a chance to see, or other things came up and I had to take priorities, you know, like those things are the tough ones, you know what I mean? And you're just like, but you know, you got to do what you got to do, right? Got to do what you got to do. I wish I could have told them these things, you know what I mean? Thermsy. Okay. Can't flash the calves without leggings. Humperdink. But yeah, I mean, it was a good show. A lot of media, a lot of people. But I feel like, you know, we came, we saw, we delivered. We had a lot of stuff for this market today and everything, you know. And let's see, where do I want to go next? Let's jump over. Well, you know, let's start here. So, what was at COMPUTEX 2026 for Thermaltake? Well, we have a landing page in regards to all of that, and this is more or less referencing new products, you know, first looks, you know, new products, new stuff and everything, you know, all that fun stuff. I'll go ahead and I'll drop the link here in the chat on both sides. You guys want to take a gander at that right here. So this was our Thermaltake COMPUTEX landing page. Power to inspire was our fun little saying or slogan per se for this year. Hint about some big power things that we had going on. Yeah, but yeah, so if you kind of scroll down, you'll of course see, you know, stuff with power, stuff with cases. The retro and the Capo X was just so cool. I really love what we did with like the little animations. We'll talk about that as well as the Capo X. Power supplies, cooling, and then of course racing sims. Now it's not just this. Okay, these are just like categories here on the page, right? So, for example, if I come back up here, 2 cases, chassis, click find more. And if you find more, I mean, you know, they got the Corley case. We already saw that at CES. But the retro, the final version of the retro case, we had there both the 260 and the 360. If memory serves me right, this is $80 and $90, coming in a very cost-effective way to get some retro in your life. With the retro 260 and 360, basically micro and ATX of form factors for the cases. Did you know that retro 360 fits 13 fans? It's got 3 on the bottom, 3 on the top, 3 on the front, 3 on the side, and 1 in the back. Like, I think that's what shocked a lot of people. It's like, wow, you really made something look old school on the outside, but you really packed it in on the inside. And I was like, yeah, I was actually kind of surprised myself that there was that many fan options for a $90 retro case. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So, and the AIO is what I think really set it off. But, you know, other things in here, including both the Capo X, the AX1000 workstation cases, as well as the little add-on pedestals that we had.
Hey, guess what day it is?
Kenneth D coming in with the 31 months. Thank you so much, Ken. Appreciate you.
Kenneth
Let's go.
32374 just resubbed for 31 months. Robeat, let's go. Robeat, let's go. Robeat, let's go. Therma 20
Let's
waffles,
go.
Therma 20 waffles. Therma
Therma 20 waffles. Let's go. Thank you, Kenneth.
20 waffles. Therma 20 waffles.
Core PX was there. The final version of the Core PX. I'm really excited for this. $300, bringing back the Core P series. I think this is definitely a nice little rekindle from the P series. I would hope to see like P3 sizes as well as maybe some others. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see where we go with this. But Core PX, Infinity, the Core P10, X, whatever you want to call it. Wall mountable. We're the king of wall mounting. I haven't seen anybody come close on the wall mounting stuff unless it's scratch build, man. The P series wall mounting is just, dude, it's legendary now. It's legendary. We of course also had some new fish tanks. We had the Arcus 280 and 380. So another micro and ATX version. So you'll see a lot that we were doing where we'd have a dedicated case for micro form factor or micro ATX, as well as ATX form factor for your motherboard. So kind of keep in mind, it's not like radiator sizes, even though you look at like 280 and 380. And that was the thing that I was thinking about in my head was like, so are people going to think it's going to be like a radiator size? Like, because it literally is 2 fans and 3 fans. So if you don't really look a little closer and you're just looking at a photo, you might think they're both ATX. This is actually quite interesting on how small it is, height-wise, even though it's a dual chamber case. So I think people are looking for micro. That might be an interesting case. It really shrinks it down. The footprint's real nice on that. But the Arcus 280, 380, so micro ATX versus ATX form factor. And then we had this a very interesting case called the Stage. We had the 450 and the 500. Now, the whole point of this case was the fact that it literally has a stage right there in the front of the case. It's literally a pedestal to put your cool little figurine there. So when we get the stage case in, guess where Mr. Camel's going to be going? That's right. We already know what we're going to be putting in our case build that we're going to do. Then we had the Stage 500 and the 450. Basically, the 500 came with a one-piece curved tempered glass, and you'll see that one-piece tempered glass, one-piece curved tempered glass panel on a lot of these cases. Before, where we've always done like the 2-piece glass. We did the build in that Vision 330 before we left. And if you remember, that was like mid-tower with that one-piece tempered glass curved panel. And there's so many different ways to say it. Bacon!
Daddy's home, XOXO.
Daddy's home. Thanks for the 44. 44, that's me. Thank you, Mr. Bacon. Appreciate you, buddy. Don't forget to get on that waffle. But you know, like the stage also came with some other features. If you go here, like, so this you can't click in on this. There's no dedicated websites just yet. Of course, these will be showing up on our website soon, so keep an eye out. Again, if you check thermaltake.com, our global site, likely we'll have the pages up first, and then we'll be getting that set up over here on the USA side as well. So more info to come as a lot of this stuff's coming out.
I am here for the bacon wrapped waffle. Woo, good to see you, Mike.
Ooh, bacon wrapped waffle. You got me there. That's good. Let's go. I had a lot of times for breakfast. I had bacon and waffles. It's a really, really good combo. The only thing that was a bummer was that they didn't have syrup. It was honey. They only had honey, but then the honey was like not honey. Like I was curious if it was a it wasn't syrup, but then I guess it was. I don't know. But they had like whipped cream. They had even chocolate sauce. I was like, maybe. I switched it up. You know, you gotta switch it up. You know what I mean? But I remember one year they had syrup, and it was like they had syrup for like 3 or 4 days, and then they switched it to honey. And I was like, dude, where's the syrup at? You know what I mean? And then now there's just no syrup. I don't know. That was, I guess, the only downside to some of my breakfasts. But yeah, so stage 450 and the 500 full tower ATX cases, I guess they could consider. Yeah, it's considered full tower. But you know, the differences here with this is not necessarily the motherboard form factor, but the case itself, where the 500 came with a 1-piece glass, the 450 came with 2-piece glass, kind of like it's a little bit of a cost down. But one of the other nice little features I liked about the 500 was that you got the little wood grain, little wood grain action right here on the bottom. I think I have a better picture of it. Let me peek around. I think I took did I take a close-up of the bottom of it though, is the question. Hold on. I don't know if I have a lot of the mod, because I want to show you guys the mod photos and stuff. Oh yeah, here we go. So this was the 500 as far as, and you can see this is the 1-piece glass right here on this, but on the bottom we did a little bit more. There you go. So on the bottom here, you can see with the 500, we added a nice little wood treatment on the bottom. So it's getting a little wood accent. The other thing kind of unique about this case too is that there was the IO panels on the bottom side. We don't usually do that. And then this cool little LED strip right here is actually an ARGB strip that syncs with your motherboard, so you can change the color of it and everything. It's not red only. Like for example, I think, yeah, here on the Snow Edition, this one, yeah, no, I didn't do the waffle timer. Sorry, the waffle timer. I got to do a different one. I don't like it. I want to do something different. But you're still good. You're still good. Let's see, what do we have? Yeah, we got 45 minutes. 45 minutes on the waffle time. We good. But nice little side option here with the wood grain. I really like this LED strip. I like how it's synced up with the motherboard, give you that little color. But look at the stage. You can see it's a giant platform there in the front. Basically put whatever you want. So it's some really cool stuff. The new stage 450 and 500 coming soon. I think Q3-ish. So, I mean, it's not like next year, hopefully. You know, we'll have to see, you know, how the market is and everything. I think I got another, here's the full version there. You can see it's good. Very interesting when you take the picture and you it looks like the tubes, because of the way the glass gives a little bit of that warpage, because it's, you know, it's all one piece, but a lot of room in this bad boy. You know, 3-4 fans, you could do 420 on the side. I think you could do 420 on the side, but 3 fans with extra space, plenty of room for a 360 up top. And then going back with more like a power cover style idea over here with this one. Kind of interesting. Let me see. Where is, I hope I have all of I don't know if I have all of my pictures. I'll have to show you, because like here was the photos of the Arcus. This is the 280 here, and then the 360 behind it. So this was the 360. You can clearly see the height difference there on the two. This was actually on Monday during the setup day. You can see Hard Hat Man back over here. And a lot of this was before the show opened. They still had the plastic on the carpet. You know what I mean? The whole case looks askew and not just the glass. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Especially with the way that photo, because I took that photo like right on the corner. But yeah, micro ATX here for the Arcus 280s as well as the 380s. And then over here was the 590 on the end. But the 590, we did showcase that at CES. And I believe the MP on that is coming up like this month or next month. So that 590 should be coming in soon. Very similar to like the Vision 330. So a lot of the same like idea wise on that, but still, you know, definitely something new. So here's a lot of the cases. I mean, not to kind of just like bypass the Capo X, but let's just let's show some of the Capo X stuff. So here was the Capo X. This was our 2-system like couples PC setup that we had, where we just basically had 2 games running, one game on each side for each system, right? And we had this set up. This was one of the 3 experiences that we had set up here for this one. I think this is the streaming setup, and it really gives me some cool ideas as far as like, man, I like our new streaming PC. It's been rock solid, you know what I mean? But like, really kind of interested in going Capo X for a new stream build. I mean, how cool is this to be able to have like something like your stream system on the bottom and your gaming PC up on the top? You could have same, or just, you know, you could go air cooler with low end graphics for streaming. You know, have a good amount of RAM in it, lots of storage, because there's a good amount of storage options in the back, and then have a full gaming PC right above it. So I'm really kind of excited to see what people are going to end up doing with this stuff and how that's going to work out. They also had, this is more of the streaming setup right there. Let me see. What else did I have in here for the Capo? The close-ups of the cap. Close-ups of the cap. Well, that was the other one. Modding picks. Sorry, I didn't have a chance to sort through everything. Oh, I think, did I only do videos with the case? Or maybe I just don't have it handy with me. Oh, scanning again really quick. Let's see. No, see, there's the P Infinity. I guess this is okay, so a little bit more like a close-up here to the Capo X case. You can kind of see they had this one set up here. This one just had our mag curve, and they put the time on here. And you know, funny enough, there is somebody that's been asking about the 24-hour versus 12-hour time point. And, you know, I've been seeing them comment on stuff. I posted some put some posts up, and he said, please, Mike, please, can you tell them? And, you know, I did. I went straight to the guy that does the software and said, hey, we got Fahrenheit and we got Celsius, but why do we not have 12-hour and 24-hour? I get you guys like the 24-hour format and everything, but a lot of us here in the US like AM and PM. And I'm not talking about the mart at the gas station. I'm talking about the time where, you know, if AM and PM and people like that. Why can't we have that option? And he goes, oh yeah, we can add that. And I'm just like, all right, cool. Put it on the list. You know what I mean? So I'm going to follow up with him to try to help make sure that that does happen, because I completely agree. And I felt bad. The guy's been asking a lot on it. I don't know if he watches the stream, but if he does, either now or in the future, I definitely did a solid. It's something I've wanted to. And it's just been, we've been focused on getting everything updated, fixed, and new things added. You know, it's hard to like, hey, I want a feature set, not a bug fix, right? So a lot of it's been bug fixes, okay, with the software. But, you know, we got all that squared up. But anyway, Capo X case. Can't wait to get one. I am really excited to do a build in this. I don't know how or what we're going to work out. I mean, we had a build there that was full hard tubing, you know, custom cooling for both systems. Gave me a lot of crazy ideas. I mean, like Donkey Kong ideas. And then I had, you know, just you know, nice little dual air cooler system, you know, like this, set that up and everything. It'd be a lot of fun, I think, to do a build like that on stream, and you know, just kind of play around with like, well, what can you do with two different systems, right? Besides what we're doing here, streaming, you know what I mean? So a lot of fun with the COMPUTEX case. Really excited for that. I believe we're looking at end of this month for mass production. So I'm hoping to see COMPUTEX end of July, early August in the US. $189.99, $190, keeping it right under the $200 price point. I get it. Two systems. I can't even afford one system, but maybe it'll be out there. What about Calvin or Kelvin? Yeah, no, and then that goes back to like with the Paul's Hardware video, where I said nanometer instead of Newton meter. What a doofus I was. And then the funny part is then I explained it about like drill torque. So my brain was thinking Newton, but you know, we're sitting there and we're talking about, you know, the NVIDIA Spark stuff, right? Because it was big news right there that morning. And, you know, like I said, Paul was my first media, and we're sitting there going like, well, wonder what the nanometer size is going to be on that. And we were talking nanometer, this and that. We were talking about AMD's new law, you know, their 10-year thing with their X3D stuff. We were talking about Intel. We were talking about Nova Lake things, and then we're talking about NVIDIA's Spark. Then we're talking about chips and dies and cooling and hot spots and cold spots and where, you know, cold plate off shifts and all that nanometer crap. I totally brain farted and said nanometer instead of Newton meter. Of course, you know, I got roasted on Paul's chat. Well deserved. You know, I get it. I screwed up. I think I had a good comment. I said, you know, I'm only human. I'm not AI. So I think that kind of hopefully helped a little bit. But either way, I thought it was funny. It didn't bother me too much. But at the same time, I'm like, man, they got me on that one. I totally screwed that one up. So I sat there and was like, Newton meter, Newton meter, Newton meter, telling myself. I think dual EATX would break most people. Yeah, and it's like talking to people about the capo case. You know, mini ITX limits you on a lot of things when you want to say you can put two PCs in one, right? Yeah, it makes the size a little bit smaller, but it limits you a good bit. ATX would have made that thing even taller, like a good bit taller. So I was like, yeah, you know, as a manufacturer, I was telling them, I'm like, it's hard. You got to compromise and everything. Micro, at least, has made a lot of changes over the years. I mean, micro used to be very scarce to find a micro ATX board. It was mini and ATX and EATX and blah, blah, and that was it. Micro was kind of like, oh, no, we're not doing it this time. And you know, I've seen micro come back more and more. And, you know, it's been out there. So a lot of stuff, right? A lot of cool stuff. So it's kind of like meets in the middle. I think it worked out, but yeah, we had lots of jokes about EATX. Even it's not even a form factor anyways, you know what I mean? Like EATX is just, oh yeah, it's close enough for jazz, kind of motherboard form factor. We all know it, motherboard manufacturers, figure it out, you know? But then at the same time, we had stuff like the AX1000, which is a workstation case, and you know, that's SSI EEB. And those are those big workstation boards, man. That's definitely some awesome sauce right there with stuff like that. You know what I mean? But yeah, on the website, where'd my mouse? Oh, there it is. So on the website that I linked you guys, we do have a landing page here covering the cases. Same with power. You could click in on the power, see all the new Dock Power series, our Dr. Power Pro, our 3200 watt AX 3200, as well as our i2000 digital 2000 watt power supply. There was like a 2450 watt that we had there, but you know, a lot of that stuff was kind of like, I can't do more than 1650 unless I run 220 amp 240 volt type of stuff. I mean, I have one of those in my garage for my belt driven compressor, but I don't have that throughout the house. And you know, and then that's always fun, you know, especially with the EU guys, you know, talking about, oh, well, I could run 3,000 watts in my house. And I'm just sitting here going, I'm just glad I don't have to, you know what I mean? Like, God, do we really need that much poor power going through that connector? You feel me? Please, we don't need more. And yeah, we were talking about nanometer with die sizes, with all the CPUs out there, and kind of pondering what the NVIDIA Spark would be, you know, when you look at like all that's in there, right? But then you saw Jensen holding the chip. So then, yeah, that was just stuck in my head. And of course, we were talking about this right before Paul rolled in. So, you know what I mean? So it's the way it is. I'll show you guys that in a minute. Cooling's in here too. So, you know, if you want to find out more for cooling, a lot of the fans were the same. Definitely sorry there was no 200 fan announcements, nothing new. I did see some prototypes that we are currently working on, but nothing to show for COMPUTEX and everything. And I did bring up a couple of people here in the chat, not gonna name names, and Dr. Pepper Power, and that would be really good. But I did mention I got a lot of people back home that are going to be upset that we're not making a 200 fan announcement. And they're like, oh, really? And I said, yep. You're going to make them really sad, and they're going to beat me up when I get back. And they just laughed. Well, we have to work on that. But yeah, a lot of new stuff with the AIOs more than the fans. The fans, I think we've kind of shown these. We showed these at CES, basically the wood edition of the SWAFan Infinities. I mean, no magnets, no extra cables, stuff like this. I'm really liking this, but a lot of black and white. You know, holding back a little bit on the colors. I know you guys have seen the mag curve. Those have already been out. The LCD screen fan got its final name, which is the SWAFan Ultra. It was only a very small demo. We didn't really have too much on it, so media didn't really kind of catch on it as much. And you know, I got 30 to 40 things there to show, and I can only pick 3. So unfortunately, I didn't get to use that one too much there. We did talk about it last COMPUTEX when we announced it, but at that time, it didn't have a proper name. I was just kind of calling it the TT LCD screen frame. LCD frame screen fan, whatever, you know, but it now has a proper name, which is a SWAFan Ultra. So that means it's going to come with the reverse swappable blades and have the little LED screen on it. Unfortunately, still TBD. I think they're still working on some other stuff to bring something like this to the market. So, but I did like the SWAFan, like the 240 Unify, as well as the 360. Granted, this is the wrong image. It should be 3 fans there. But still, because I guess they just copy pasted the same image. Oh, good them. But it's you know, it's a single frame fan, so basically cutting you down. We really have to deal with 4 screws instead of 12, 1 wire instead of 3. I mean, it's a win-win in so many books. And the thing I really like about it too is, you know, especially for people that like just starting out, maybe doing their first build, these kind of fans, especially with us putting these single frame fans on like AIOs, it should make the building process a lot smoother for people. But we do have to come out with the fans themselves, as well as be able to offer them on AIO, so you can get, you know, the matchingness and everything with the fans, right? So we got those coming out. The Ultra, and see, you know, the 7, only the regular one is on here. So this is the ST360 Ultra. This one we showed at a CES. And it was there. This is the one coming, but this is only, and they put on here 1020 by 240 resolution. I believe that's a different spec. Maybe it was just from where they had it at the time. But the other ones that we got, so this was the first one that was there, and I'm sorry they didn't add in the other ones. I'm not sure why they didn't make it on the website, but let me see, where is, I just had it right here in front of me. No, that's the retro one. Where'd it go? Those are the fan walls. Oh yeah, here was the cool little display of the fans. So the CT, the Infinity, so a lot of these showing like the dual and then the 3. Here's like that 360 Unify. It's just 3 fans, single frame kind of stuff. Wood on the fans? When are we gonna get fans with wood blades like NASA would? You know, be careful about those kind of things, TTC, because I could see Noctura trying to do something with that, right? And then they say that they had like ancient guys that, you know, woodworking on the fan blades, and that's why it's even quieter. And I don't know. But you know, I saw wood on graphic cards. You definitely have seen wood on cases, wood on fans. We've got. I'm still. Yeah. We got wood on AIOs. Look, even on the pump on the top, little wood action up there. This is the WB360. This wasn't in the thing either, but this is another. I heard late this year, Q4 late this year and everything, but this is the WB360, not to be confused with Warner Brothers. Oh man, I missed Hump Day. I missed it. All right, where is the freaking photo? Oh, there's so much. There's the AI, there's the retro one. Did I not? Where is this photo? Where is this photo? I have like everything but that one. Why do I not have that one in here? Hold on. I don't. Okay. Did I have it like here? Maybe it was here in one of these clips. One second. I did a lot of videos on this one because of the triple screen thing. Where'd it go? Where'd it go?
I have just one thing to say to all the horribly disorganized grocery stores out there.
Oh.
You should be ashamed of your shelves.
Ashamed of your shelves. I know, right? Oh, no, but it's not that one. Hold on, let me lower the volume on that so I don't blast you guys if I do find it. Dude, where's a photo of this? Oh, I'm annoyed that it's not even on here either. I had a picture of it. I just don't know where it went. Where it go? No, that's the other one. Dude, okay. All right, whatever. We'll moving on. Moving on. So, this was another new one that we had here too. This is the VF360. This AIO, I really like this because of the price point. This is more or less an entry AIO that we're working on, coming in at under $100 for a 360 AIO. It has a VRM cooling style pump head that has ventilation here to kind of cool the VRMs. It's got a really interesting look. And I think budget friendly is definitely the goal here. I mean, you can see it's only got 4 screws, nice and simple. We're gonna do it in both the snow as well as the regular black color for this. Wow! It's so cool. And yeah, I'll see if I can find the picture of the triple screen thing, because that thing was just wild, man. There was probably too many people in the way when I went to go take the picture. Maybe this is the case. Here, look, I even had, this is what it looks like off. This was on setup day. You can see they're still setting everything up there. I was trying to get photos that I don't know, maybe it was just in another folder. Maybe it was in another folder. Well, we got media covering it, so we can definitely talk about it there. So that's fine. That's fine. We got some media. We got so much still to do. Oh my God. I'm trying to not take too long. I'm trying to, but we still got 30 minutes left on the waffle, so we're good there. We're good there. But yeah, wood treatment, WB series. The retro was really cool. I think one of my favorite things about the retro was like this. We had, and I'll zoom in so you can see this. We had these cool little gift images on the retro AO, and I'm assuming these are going to be available in software updates for anybody to use. And I thought this was really neat because it was very specific, and we made stuff like Thermaltake oriented with this. You know, it would have the little KB memory testing and it going through its little paces. I think everybody had a blast seeing this. I mean, even on this one, we had Breakout, the old school Breakout game where you got the little bar at the bottom and you got to hit the ball up to take out, you know, to clear the logo or whatever the blocks were there. You know, if you old guys can remember Breakout, playing that, I played a good few hours of Breakout myself. I thought that was really neat. And it's just it's software, man. All this is just software stuff right here. I thought it was so cool. Amongst all the other stuff that you'll be able to integrate and add that in there too. And I think that really hits the nostalgia point when it's all about the retro. I mean, the AAO's got like a CRV style with it. I can't wait to get in. I think the case is here all ready for the retro series. Let me see. I have not looked on here in a minute, so I apologize. But let's just take a gander. Okay, not up yet, but should be going up pretty soon. We'll have the retro up there. The case is going to be coming in. I think the AIO is going to be about another month or so out, but should be soonish. Should be soonish. I'm really looking forward to that retro, talking about it, building in it. I got some fun plans with some peeps coming up here. We'll be talking about that once we get closer, once we get a little closer. But yeah, take a peek. A lot of stuff here on our homepage for COMPUTEX. I'll drop that here in the chat one more time, just in case if you guys were wondering.
Chewy Kids 2.
There you go. Don't forget to get it on that waffle, you guys. You ever put beer in a PC, bro? I have, and it was good. It was good. I tasted it before I put it in there. And then, of course, we had Dr. Power. This is a very new, different way, basically. And then if you want to find out more, you can click on this here, too, to kind of take a look. You know, some of the photos are limited. You can't really click in, like I was saying, to be able to, like, see more about it. But the Dr. Power stuff had some cool things. I'll show you a video. I'll show you a video. Okay? So a couple of things that I saw here, you know, from the media. Retro build with a side glass panel, and that AO would be so nice. Yeah, and you know, I think a lot of people are gonna like the retro, especially for, you know, the micro ATX is only $80. The ATX one is $90. Has 13 fans in it. I mean, I think for a lot of us, I mean, even it's just like
Old
a basic
Makoder had a
garage
farm,
PC,
AI,
or just some
AIO,
old system that you had,
and
you
on
just
that farm
wanna
he had a
throw it into
prompt,
something new that,
AI,
like, you don't wanna spend a lot. I feel
with
like
a
retro hits
generate
on a lot of
text,
different,
here
spots
and a
there for that,
hallucination
so
there,
I'm
here a
excited to see what
glitch,
people do
there a
with the retro
glitch,
case
everywhere
and
a
everything,
weird
especially
glitch.
for the cost of the price point of it, you know what I mean? So PC Mag came by. Great to see John and talk with him there. Of course, PC Mag gave a Thermaltake best the Capo X case, best case of COMPUTEX 2026. We got an award. It's really nice to get an email from them basically saying, hey, you guys, congratulations, you won you know, this thing with the Capo X and all that fun stuff. So that was nice. And they threw us in here on the article talking about, you know, the dual PC aspects and everything, the micro ATX, you know, being able to have two PCs in one box. And they got a couple of photos of there. So shout outs to them. Thanks for coming by, PC Mag. Always good to see you guys. This case got a couple of awards as well as the power. My good friend Tiny Tom across the pond over there, my boy, he came out. He's got a video up as well as on their website. This is oc3d.net. Tiny Tom Logan, my man, came by. It was always good to see him. And, you know, showed him some of the retro stuff. He digged the he's like, oh, you know, in the classic British accent. You know what I mean? I don't want to badger it too much, but you know how it is. And it's just so awesome to see the interest in stuff like this. He thought it was really cool. He's already hit me up and said, like, hey, man, how can I get a case? I know I'm not in the U.S. How can I get a case? I was like, that's awesome. So I'm going to definitely see what I can do to try to help him out with that. He wrote a nice little article. Here's some other photos of the ST360. Now, this is the Pro Ultra, and this is our first OLED AIO screen. And that's right, this 2160 by 1080 resolution. And that's a 6-inch screen that just magnets right on the pump head. And still in the works. Still in the works for that one. With the Trio Ultra, or I'm sorry, with the 360 Pro Ultra. This is the Pro Ultra here. Let me zoom in a little bit more. The Pro Ultra AirGB Sync. This is going to be the OLED version. And then down here was one of the ones that really caught a lot of people's eyes. This was the ST360 Trio Ultra. This is literally like a Samsung Galaxy Fold style AIO thing, but it's on hinges, and you can adjust it both front and back. I believe it's like Trying to think, like, angle-wise, I mean, you can see these ones kind of look flat here, but they could curve in. And then the cool part is you could take them with the you know, because it's just held on by magnets. You could take it off and rotate it and put it back on. So you can either go vertical or horizontal. Can't see me. But yeah, these coming soon, TBD on this right here. But 720 by 1480 resolution screens. As you can see, you can either do stuff like a span across all three. Just think about it like if you had 3 monitors, or be able to do other stuff where each one can be separate. You can put monitoring in there. Picture your cat, your dog, and your wife. Keep everybody can be happy. Or if you have 3 dogs, you can do 3 different dogs right here, 3 different cats. You know what I mean? Maybe a lizard if you got a lizard in there, you know, stuff like that. So just giving you more screens for your screens. And here's like just like another shot of this. I said loading TTOS kernel, and then it had little just loading bar thing there. And it's just so interesting. And it's animated. So it's not like a still image. It's animated little DOS prompt, you know, prompt going up and everything. Thought that was really, really cool. So shout outs to Tom for coming by. Appreciate you. Appreciate you a lot. Of course, we had Leo from Kit Guru come by. He was taking a look at some of this stuff. He, you know, got a website. I love that some of these guys still have, you know, place where you can go read about things as well as watch videos too. So I do dig this. He's got a nice little timestamp in here. We talked about Capo X, the stage cases, power supplies with the dock power, the Core PX, the new AIOs that we had. The mods, I thought the mods were really cool. A lot of the media was really cool, was really liking the mods, as well as I mean, it's so neat. We had the people that won the mod competition that were out there too. So first, second, third place was there amongst some other people. I mean, we had guys from Greece, we had guys from India, we had guys from the Philippines, US, like all over the place, man. Suchao was there. I mean, a lot of people. And one of the best things is that we had 2 of the modders there. 2 of the modders there actually got their mod signed by Jensen. So first up here was the Doom mod. This one right here, I tried Stefano from Italy, and he did the Doom mod for the Case Mod Invitational, right? It's funny, you can see Jesse's retro, but this thing was sick. The detail and everything. I love how he kept the retention of the case. Thank you, bro. I appreciate you didn't just turn it into a Doom thing and then say there's a case in there somewhere. So I love that he incorporated the case design in with his mod. But the man got what an amazing gift to be able to take back of just about any modder was that Jensen coming by and signing the Doom helmet on the top of his mod. That was just sick right there to be able to take that home and have that. I thought it was really awesome. I was really happy for him. I thought it was really, really cool. Did you see cases with disk drives? No, I didn't see other cases with disk drives. I definitely think there should be some more there. I feel that like with the retro, you know, if the retro does well and it does seem to be something people are interested in, I could see us expanding on the retro. And that was already some feedback that I was giving to our headquarters about, like, dude, if you're gonna do another retro, man, you better throw that optical drive in there. I don't care what that extra cost is, man. Like, people want their physical media, bro, and especially in a retro type scenario, right? So this was really neat to see that. And I think this thing over here was just massive. This thing was massive. Let me see. I don't know if I took a picture of the plate. Let's see if we can zoom in. So from Thailand, Amata, I cannot tell you how to pronounce that last name, and I do not. IT Reborn. But dude, he came out. This was a sick. This thing was huge compared to everything else that's there. You can see the Mind Cube, the graphic cards, and everything. But I think he brought home the bacon here with this, getting signed by Jensen as well, and that was really, really neat to see that there, and for him to get that too, I thought was really, really cool. I thought that was really, really cool, the guys, you know, to be able to see that kind of stuff. Let's see. Before I jump over to some videos and then waffling, we got about 20 minutes left on the waffle. So don't forget, if you're still hungry, I know it's been a while, ! Waffle. We're going to be having that going on. I see you guys are still waffling in here. That's fantastic. Good to see you guys too. I know we've been gone for a little bit, but it's good to see you guys coming back. You know what I mean? I appreciate you guys being here. Check out some stuff. Maybe you'll watch this later or whatnot. You know what I mean? Next year, make a case and get Jensen to sign it in the TT booth. Dude, we actually, because, you know, trying to get a case over to the wall of people that are there just trying to get a fist bump from Jensen, you know what I mean? We did do a solid, and we got Jensen to assign one of the dock powers there on display. So we actually got a power supply signed by him, which, to be fair, it makes sense because it's a lot easier to fight through the crowd like, here, sign this. You know what I mean? Versus like something like a case, for example, right? I mean, after all, you need a power supply for a graphics card, am I right? Yeah, I was like, can I have that? And they're like, I know Kenny's got that in his office right now. Kenny's looking at it, he's got that in his office. That's a cool little thing to have. That's a cool little thing to have. Yeah, if you guys want to see more, you know, video-wise, there's a lot of videos as well as shorts up on YouTube, as well as Instagram, TikTok, and everywhere. But just do a quick little search for Thermaltake, COMPUTEX, and you may see me, you may see some other beautiful people like Brittany here from Tech Tesseract, as well as a bunch of others that, you know, came out and got to see some stuff and, you know, do some cool videos and everything. So take a look, dive in on some of that, All right. Okay, so we got like 20 minutes. So let me see. What else did I, photo-wise and everything. Did I talk about that? The AIOs and everything. Oh, yeah. Hey, shout out to my boy Winston from Funky Kit coming in, giving it the best of COMPUTEX 2026 for our dock power. So it's always good to see Winston and everything like that. It was a good time. It was a good time. Wish I could add more time. You know what I mean? But appreciate all the support and everything. Always good to see him come and hang out with us. Always good, man. It's always good. It's always good. So shout out Sam. Thank you so much for that. And then, yeah, you know, this. Okay, so a little bit on the retro stuff. So this is in the works still, but this was called the Retro Craft 75. This looks to be one of the next gen keyboards from us here at Thermaltake. We haven't done keyboards in a very long time. And yes, these things come to the US market. They will become Waffle options for the TT Gear Prize. But we have a variety of these. This one is the Retro Craft 75. We also have like the A75, both in a snow as well as a black. These are Gateron Pro 3 switches. I'm not sure exactly what switch type they're going to finalize on, but we are moving to Gateron Pro 3s for the switches to get a nice buttery feel. I got one right here that I've been playing with since CES, and it's basically exactly, I mean, I'll unplug it so I don't, but it's literally right here. It's literally right here. I got the only one in the US. It's mine. It's mine. You can't have it. But definitely excited for more details on this with the keyboard. Hold on. Need for stream still. Does it come with a toaster? It should. A little toaster. Some other pics of the retro. Like I was saying, the ATX here, the micro over there on the side. The AIL. Again, with having the little breakout game on the top. But, you know, single frame fan. These are coming in pretty, I don't think these are too much, like 150 bucks. I think for this one with the little CRT cover on it. In comparison to like the 240, I think was like about $120. But we'll see what happens when we get closer to launch and where the market is price point. Who knows, tariff, like all the other things. A lot of things can happen, right? A lot of things can happen. A lot of stuff can happen. Mine. That's right. I want a keyboard I can throw in the dishwasher to clean it. I don't know if you really want one of those. I don't know if you want, I think that if you would have a keyboard that was dishwasher friendly, I mean, I got some cooking utensils that are not dishwasher friendly. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, it'd probably not be the best, I guess you would say. I think the one thing that I like about this, I know you're totally screwing with me and I'm being stupid. I'm still jet lagged, okay? Give me a break. I have one and it's great. It's dishwasher safe, the keyboard. Well, you know, I don't feel, hear me out, just because it's random, right? But like, I got some dirty keys on here. Yeah, I'm a dirty gamer boy. I got some dirty keys on here. I don't think putting it in the dishwasher is going to clean that versus me taking some form of Clorox wipe or something and just scrubbing the keyboard and just calling it a day, right? I don't think it's down in the crevasses as much, but I guess, you know, it's yours, you know. Dude, the ball mouse thing was so funny. I had so many people that came by, you know, we were showing off where we're right here. We were showing this off. And, you know, I was sitting there, I was talking to everybody. And I was like, yeah, we got the retro case. We got the retro AAL that we're doing. Oh yeah, and we're working on this new keyboard. We haven't done keyboards in a while. The Retro Craft 75. You know, telling me there's the plans, but you know, TBD, no price and all that stuff yet. And almost every single person. And I said, yeah, and then we got this retro style mouse that we're also gonna be coming with, you know, that matches this theme. Almost everybody went like this. Looked underneath, they're like, oh, it doesn't have a ball under there. And I'm just like, oh, because, you know, it was a thing like if we made a mouse in 2026, even though we could spin the retro this or that, right? Like, would you want that? Would you really want us to go back? Could we even do that? Like, it was funny because I was talking to media about like, yeah, you remember the days when you had to take the ball out and then there'd be the little wheels there and that was what would get dirty. And you'd sit there with a Q-tip just, you know, kind of chipping away at that little bit of crud that was on the wheel to clean that bad boy out and everything. I mean, some people would wipe the ball off and all that dirt, you know, whatever. But it was those little wheels on the inside, right? And it was just sitting there going like, oh man, it just brings me back. But almost everybody was like, oh, they looked at it and they're like, oh, it doesn't have a ball under there. And I was just dying, man. It was so funny because almost everyone in the media, that's all, everybody said that. It was so funny, man. My dad called it the neutering the mouse. I know, right? But it is cool. I like the style of it and everything. I just don't know if we get into that, man. I don't know if we'd get into that, but it was a lot of fun. It was great to get feedback on something like that. And I think probably the most interesting thing for me is wondering is who manufactures those parts nowadays that's available that could do a quantity that we would need, right? And like what could we do, right? What could we do? Would people even want that? Would you really want a mouse ball? And then starts making me think of like the little thumb trackball thing and everything going back in the day. Oh man, we're just sitting there talking about all that weird retros that, you know, the split keyboards where you're like typing on both sides. Oh man. Ball goes rolling away. Yep. Oh, you had to go find it. I mean, I don't remember if it was I don't remember a specific size for it. You know what I mean? But still, either way, I thought it was really funny that almost everybody turned it over to look. You know what I mean? Because it's like, if it would have had it, that would have been like one of the first things that I would have said, right? But I knew it didn't have it. And I'm just sitting there going, I wonder if they're going to look. And almost every single one of them did. And that's just like the little personal me, you know what I mean? Thinking about this, going, I wonder if they're going to flip it over and look when I call it a retro mouse. You know what I mean? So that was good. That was good to get the feedback from people on that one, man. I thought that would have been funny. I thought that would have been really, really funny. Could have a fake one there just for show. Well, yeah, but I don't like showing stuff that's not happening, right? Like, I mean, if there's stuff that's like a concept or whatever, that's cool. Like, but I don't really want to show people something that's unobtainable, right? I mean, there are some stuff like that, you know what I mean? Some stuff like that, but either way. So, all right. Before we jump to some waffles, make sure you guys get in on that exclamation mark waffle for your chance to win. We're gonna run through a couple of videos here from media. Got fun little reacts to some of those. I don't know if you guys have seen these all, you know, or whatnot and everything like that. But let's kick it off with Paul. We're not gonna watch the whole thing.
COMPUTEX 2026 from Taipei, Taiwan is brought to you by Cooler Master, G-Skill, and Thermaltake.
Let's see.
What's up, guys? I'm at Thermaltake. Mike
This
is
one
here
was
with
cool
me,
because
and as we have done in the past, I'm going to let Mike.
this one was really neat because Paul is one of the only medias that allow, you know, that it's like, hey, do you want to be in on the video? Because, you know, you got to understand, you know, it's his channel, right? Like, he's the one doing stuff. Like, I can walk him through, show him all this stuff, be right there to help out with this or that when he's doing his filming and everything. But it's just so awesome for Paul to be like, hey, you just want to be like on camera? And I'm like, absolutely.
Give you a lot of the details about the Thermaltake products on display because
I'm a big fan.
We're trying to be efficient here and trying to move through things. So we're going to start with this
Let me
right over here.
scoot myself
The
over a little bit.
Capo X.
Capo X right here?
This case was actually shown at CES, but it had a different name, right?
Yes. We called it the View Cross.
Okay, and now it's the Capo X, not Capo. We're not guitar players here. But it's basically...
So, funny story with this one was that when we got the update of the name difference, right, between because it was C-A-P-O. And I understood how it was spelled, but I didn't understand how it was pronunciated. So I was like, okay, what is it? And then the first thing that came to mind was a guitar part, capo. And then, or capo. Capo versus capo. And it was like, all right, so one is a guitar part and one is basically a mob boss or in terms of word for boss or chief, right? And I'm just like, are we a guitar piece here or are we a mob boss here? And I was like, wow, we got some really cool stories either way, but I had to figure out which one it was. I had to figure out which one. So end of the day, when I asked the man himself, I'm like, okay, so it is the capo case, which means mob boss. And I was like, sweet, so it's the boss of cases.
Case that fits two computers. Are they micro ATX or do they full-size ATX?
Micro ATX.
Micro ATX builds.
Hopefully the volume's
and we have a few
okay.
different setups of it to demonstrate perhaps different use cases because we might have two people who want to game side by side on the same computer. We might have what was the other one? Oh, streaming. You might have like a gaming system and a streaming system. Or there's also an AI sort of getting work done
So busy.
kind of setup, which I'm sorry for saying AI, but that is a use case for some
You
people.
said it.
Not me.
Local AI, local AI, okay? We're doing it at your home rather than using like a data center's AI service. So let's start over here.
So taking a look here, this is the Capo X, you know, dual micro ATX, so that way we can try to keep the form factor a little bit smaller, but as you can see, it packs in two full complete systems.
And here's gaming
Pretty
side
cool.
by side. So gaming on the right,
Gaming on the left.
maybe a husband-wife kind of setup or something like that. And what changes have we seen since the original that we saw at CES?
Yeah, so when we saw it back at CES, right, one of the big changes we made here was, of course, one-piece glass. So this is a one-piece curved 4mm thick tempered glass panel.
Okay.
And then one of the other things that we got some good feedback, including yourself, was moving the IOs. We had the
Yeah,
IOs
Paul did
on the
actually
top
talk about
on the
that
top
CS.
for both of them. And people were like, well, which one's which? So we said, oh, okay, that makes sense. So we put one on the bottom and one on the top to make it easy.
One guy down there, and I'm assuming that's for the lower system.
Yeah, we should have
Makes
made
sense.
it
That's very
backwards.
sensible positioning there. And then up on the top, we got the I/O as well, which includes a couple USB 3.0s and a Type C. Very nice.
Very nice.
Should we check out one of the other setups?
Yeah, let's go take a look. We got a couple.
Okay.
I think.
So this is the streaming setup that we
So
have
here's a-
here
okay,
for
this is a
people that
streaming
wanna
setup.
have, basically, you know, two.
Oh, by the way, this is John, everybody. This is John right here. He's one of the CPMs at our headquarters. He's the guy that does a lot of the cases. Just FYI, that's John right there. Say hi to John.
Systems, one for streaming like OBS and stuff, and then the other one for being able to do their gameplay and workloads, you know, as far as what they want to do. I mean, you can see
They
right
look-
there,
the
we
little
have one
streaming
system
right
on the
there.
left, one system on the right.
Hi.
Can't do this. Camera.
Oh, there's the camera.
It's right there,
I'm
right
waving,
there. There we
waving
go.
at the wrong spot. Hello. Okay. I like how you have color coordinated them as well, so you can tell which system is.
And we had this
And even
here.
for,
Let's
like, the
see.
enthusiast gamers, man.
You
That
go
maybe wanna
over-
have two systems for doing two different things, or even multi-boxing for that matter.
It's like I almost want to just watch the whole video and talk with you guys on it.
Like, hey,
Right,
those
John.
are some popular things back in the day. It might spark some interest.
I remember multi-boxing and WoW. You come up against.
This was really interesting. So I myself used to dabble with multi-boxing back in the MMO days when a lot of people were going it. And I did not know Paul was doing some WoW multi-boxing himself. So it was kind of an interesting little conversation because I was doing some Final Fantasy and I was doing multi-boxing in there and having a blast. And we were talking about, like, if you had multiple PCs, I could have one PC running my alternate accounts versus my main account, or just thinking about how much more I could do if I had two PCs in one. And it was just kind of scratching my head thinking about these kind of things. Granted, amongst people that maybe want to do like their own game server, like if you've been someone that's ventured on GitHub, there is a lot of older games that have been out there that people have been able to reconstruct to be able to download and make your own private server and more or less be God on it, or do whatever you want, play through the story, nostalgia, or whatever. And I for one do this myself. I played a lot of games like this where I'd have my secondary PC as my gaming server on a private network, and then I would just log into it through my actual main system where, I dabbled a little bit in SQL. I dabbled a little bit in tables and doing all that stuff and learning a lot about just, how that stuff works, and really kind of made me think a lot about this case and the functionality for just people that, if you're not streaming, you're not married, you know what I mean? And you're not working, you know what I mean? Maybe you're rich and you're just like, dude, I wish I had more for less, and it makes me think of a lot of my friends back in the day that ran like 10, 12 accounts or more, and they had like 3 or 4 PCs. One was maybe a laptop, you know what I mean? And it was just some good stuff, and it was really neat that Paul was into stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, I thought that was really cool.
Stacked on top of one another or something like
Multi-boxing equals one computer per account, right?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So that's
Part of Mike's shady past.
Personal.
Why was
I
it
would
shady,
say
though?
I could definitely have used this back in the day.
All right. What is this paired with in terms of accessories?
I was just
So, this is, paired
maximizing
up
my
with, of course,
potential.
our mic that we have, that we've had out.
You guys
already
have
in the
seen
market,
this
as well as
mic.
the
I know
headset.
some of you guys
But the
have
one
won this
thing
on a
you can see
Waffle.
here a little new is our
I know some people have picked that on the
Max
Waffle.
wireless
This was the other thing
mechanical
too,
keyboard.
was to talk about this. Let's see if I can. It's the A75 Max Wireless. I kind of this stuff got cut off here, but this is basically a lower end version of that Retrocraft, where the Retrocraft's more of a higher end. I think it's gonna be around like $200. This one definitely a little bit cheaper. It wasn't wireless, for example, so it didn't have like a milliamp battery pack inside of it, right? So a lot of that stuff is different. Turn it up a notch. Okay, I'll turn it up. Oh, sorry. The smoke test for that one would be amazing.
New keyboard that we have that we're going to be coming out with hopefully by the end of this year, and it's a Gateron switch, and we're just excited.
It doesn't even have the sticker on the back, so it was like
it's been a while since we launched our
kind of new stuff
This has a metal
in the
housing.
works.
It is. Oh.
It is pretty
Oh,
beefy.
no, this is the heavy one. I'm totally wrong.
Connectivity on the back, and you can do both.
But like the
Wi-Fi as well as Bluetooth
Retrocraft.
for connection.
This is like the standard
Should we
black,
look at
and
the,
then we're also making a
final
white
setup
one.
for the capo?
Yeah, we have
Oh,
a.
it's over here.
And then, for like hardcore work enthusiasts, people that got a lot of stuff that they're doing, maybe they want to check emails
see,
on
do
the
we-
system.
Basically. Yeah, essentially.
There's your case right
What
there.
about fan support? I was trying to count them up, but
Yeah, so fan support's kind of
think
interesting.
somebody was asking about
you
this.
got 3, of course, on the bottom for some good intake. Each system does have its own exhaust fan on the back side of the case, and then you get a combination of up to 5 fans on the left, as well as the 3 on the top. So you have some options as far as how you want to configure for both AIO cooling as well as intake and exhaust.
Now, with this one, with the way this was set up, they were all 360 AIOs that were in here. The idea is that you have 5 fans down the side. You can kind of pick which way you want to go. I mean, I would say for the top system, the top 3 for an AIO makes the most sense. It's kind of like a have to. But then in regards to where you or what you want to do with the other AIO, if that would be something you'd want to do, you have some options, but not really too much, right? It's kind of pretty much this type of a setup, more or less the ideal setup. Intake on the bottom, AIO on the side, and then you got 2 fans over there to maybe do like an intake and an exhaust. maybe both intake. I want to play around with this a little bit more. I mean, there's a lot of glass on the case. You have two systems. Now, if the two systems are under full load, or maybe one of them's under load and the other one isn't, you know, you kind of got to pick and choose what you're going to do, right? I mean, if you're going to have both systems under full load, it really doesn't matter which one's top or bottom. But then if one system's not going to be pulling out or, you know, producing as much heat as the other, then you might want to put the hotter system towards the top to get some better cooling with it. But we'll have to play with this. I haven't really had a lot of chance where we're gonna have to get hands-on with it and see what's going on. But yeah, like smoke testing in this is gonna be wild, especially when you get to turn them both on at the same time. I'm super excited for this.
Excellent. And of course, a very nice view if you got some AIOs in there.
A very nice view.
Stuff on them as well.
Now to make a case that takes two extended ATX motherboards that people need a forklift to move it after water cooling it.
You know, the forklift, maybe a little hand jack or something, you know what I mean?
Curve that we have.
Sorry, I had the TTS volume turned down.
In this particular build, right? Okay. And, you know, it just offers a curved display, you know, syncs up. We offer this both in a 240 as well as a 3 side.
Went over here.
And with this right here, you know, we basically kind of treat this as both a panel as well as a filter.
Let's see if I can get...
Because it's metal. I have two PCs in there, it's just one.
So then this is basically like the Arcus cases, the 280, the 360s. We were kind of warning through. We were talking about these. The retro series. Let's watch the retro series. I can't watch the whole thing. We got so much stuff to cover.
What is the retro series?
Don't forget to take a look at our cool little GIF file that we have here on our AIO that makes it look like it's loading the old school.
It's a little computer inside a computer. Thermaltake Retro BIOS. Shows you the CPU type. That's so cute. That's the cutest thing I've ever seen.
It's pretty funny. I thought that was really neat. There's a couple other little graphics that we have set up that we're going to be providing, of course, for people to use. And I believe it's going to work on any AIO too. So it's just, you know, it's just a software image that we're going to provide.
So we got floppy drive support here.
Giveaway paused.
This is a facade.
Whoa. The giveaway's paused? Oh no, maybe. Oh, the timer ran out. Hold on. Hold on here, or we'll start it back up. Because I'm going over there. We started it back up. If you didn't get it on the Waffle, get it on the Waffle. We are in overtime Waffle right now.
By the way, guys, just
overtime Waffle.
So clearly,
if you're in, you're in.
Throwback here,
only if you're
back
not.
To some of the PC cases of perhaps of the late 90s and 2000s.
Thanks for telling me.
And we're really trying to bring
I'm new at the streaming stuff
as well, because when you look at like you know, the retro cases and everything, these are going to be coming in under $100 for the case. We're going to have two versions. We have the Retro 360 and then the Retro 260 as well.
Okay, so this is the 360, a little bit taller, full-size ATX, power supply down at the bottom.
Look at the fans.
You can see the build in there with that.
Look at the fans. There's 3 on the bottom, 3 on the side, 3 on the top, 3 in the front, and 1 in the back. Oh. Bleak. Well, I clicked on the wrong screen.
I just love this AIO.
And then, yeah, here's the Retro 360 AIO.
This is the 260 over here, Retro 260.
There's a cute little 260 version.
Micro ATX, just a little bit more compact in there. Still has the AIO, still has support for the 6-inch LCD on the front. That would be optional, I assume. Okay.
At $79 and $89 MSRP, by the way.
Wow, so $79 for the Micro ATX, $89 for the full-size ATX, and then the Retro 360 Ultra ARGB sync to put a computer inside your computer. I don't know, this is
Look at that, look at the breakout game, dude, it's so cool. No, you can't play it.
Remember playing this?
Oh yeah, you got some breakout over there?
Yeah.
It's like reminded me of playing on the Atari at my grandparents' house. Wow, I'm old. Okay, but yeah, 360 AIO right there. We got a price for launch for this one?
Yeah, so the 360 is going to come in at $159.99.
Oh, good, I was right.
With
160.
Q3, and then $149 for the
240. Okay, I was wrong on that one.
That will combo with the Retro 260.
Ah, yes, because we also have it in a slightly smaller trim over here.
Now, Paul covers the stage 450 in here, as well as the dock power. Here's a little bit of the trio screens
on AIOs, you know, all the rage.
Definitely check it out if you want to see the full video. I can't watch the whole thing.
This, it's like, well, you
and
want
these are all animated stuff too, like
we're doing 3 screens.
Look, so look at that. I'll show you the flexibility on that.
I mean, of course, you can place it.
Look how cool that is.
Any different direction because of the magnets.
This is like better technology than a lot of cell phones out there that can flip out and stuff.
720 by 1480 resolution.
Okay.
They're 6-inch LCD displays, and then this also too.
No,
with the
you didn't miss them good.
We're gonna have a side-mounted.
We didn't
ports
have
for that
anybody, I'm
to keep it
sorry.
a nice clean look as far as when you mount your AIO on the top of the case.
Side-mounted tubes and everything. That was a good one. That was a good one.
I have not seen before in an AIO.
Pricing
So there's
on
that
this one right
one,
here is
and
particularly
Ford
TBD at the
software.
moment. We're gonna have both the black and snow editions for this one.
Here's the
Series,
Core
Infinity
PX.
ARGB Snow, and that's all I know about it so far. But Mike, what else can you say about these cases?
Well, I'm just first I got to say I'm very excited to see the Core P series coming back.
Definitely.
It's been a while. I know a lot of people have been asking for more Core P series.
He looks like he
stuff.
hasn't. Dude,
We
he
definitely took
hasn't.
it to
Dude,
the next
Paul looks
level.
the same.
Of course,
Paul
it
looks
is
the same. I'm trying to be
wall
like him,
mountable.
man.
You'll see that it has two tempered glass panels that are bent. Or it's got two bends. in the panel. I can't say it
Two
right.
bends in your glass
The
now,
tempered
huh?
glass goes from the top.
Other
bends
manufacturers,
here,
we
runs
got
all the way
two
down,
bends.
and then has another little bendy down at the bottom, just to kind of keep things fairly contained. But there's still lots of airflow in these cases.
Wood bracket right here is, you can
Random
go either
person
on the
with
top
mask
or on
on
the
just
side,
staring
depending
at
on
us
what
awkwardly.
configuration you'd like to do.
There's so many
And
people
then,
there.
Of course, it's got its own base for it. We have the LED strip around.
There's the big boss man right here, Mr. K-Dog, Kenny right there. My boss right here, Michael.
The entire case itself, as far as
They
the
just
border
wanted to be in on the
goes,
video, so they
with a
decided to
little
stand
bit
there and
of,
talk. No, just kidding.
infinity mirror action going on there too.
So this is I thought this was a different case, but then I realized this is the same case, but it's rotated. You've rotated the tempered glass, put the wood on the
So like with this one right here, right? Like the wood panel can either go on the front or on the top. You'll get one. We're talking about like if people would really want both to sell as an accessory, but then you can rotate the glass with the two bends to have it either sideways or vertically, depending on what orientation. I think it's gonna be cool. It's wall mountable and P5 size, full ATX.
So cool.
To kind of show the two different configurations as far as what you can do, because the glass
Oh my
can
God,
go
I made
either
it.
way
It's a
as well,
box.
because it's just the same 4 holes.
I like the flexibility there. Here's a little side-by-side for you guys. And yeah, the Core PX series is one that I have personally used myself as well.
Nice little wood panels that we're going to include with it. If you want an option to upgrade to the 6-inch screen, we'll have a replaceable plate for that to be able to put the screen in, or you can just keep that nice little wood grain there too.
So the wood grain panel would go like right there.
Yeah, for like out of the box, and then if you wanted to get the 6-inch screen as an upgrade,
comes Paul's wood
it's
joke.
sold separately.
Depending on how much wood you want.
This is true. This is very true. $2.99.
Some people like a lot of wood. Some people like just a little wood.
It's true. I think some people, and they like different colors of wood too,
I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing. I didn't realize I said that. Okay, now here's the best part.
And that starts with these two over here. So this guy is your
Let me
more
see.
entry level right
Where
here.
is it?
Force feedback, right? This is
This is where I
Obviously,
brain
the
farted.
monitors are not included in
It was
that,
the first
but it gives you
video.
the frame, the ability to set
I
up
thought
a
it was
triple
funny.
display.
Afterwards,
Yeah, we sell the stand.
but I
we
didn't
sell the
even realize I
monitors.
said it like
I mean,
that.
We're making the peripherals now for both.
And
the
this is
pedal
when I
sets,
said
the wheels, as well as the
nanometer
bases.
instead of
We start at 6
Newton
nanometer
meter.
and go up to 20 now.
I think it's now
With
engraved
that,
in my
we're
brain
also
now.
offering both a standard pedal set like this, as well as branching out
But
into
there's
the
a
higher
new
end of
stuff,
like a
this
low
GR350
cell type of pedal set too.
So here's some of the individual racing sim components and elements: pedals, wheels,
Cheers.
servos.
Well, bases like so. This is the base that gives you that torque or that force feedback, right? This is the
for the wheel.
for the wheel
I
itself,
gotcha,
right?
Okay, excellent. That's
So this one's 15 nanometers. So this has really
This is
got a good amount of
nanometer.
pull on it as far as what it is. We also have for a 6 nanometer, and then we're also working on a 20. All
So
at
it's
different
6
price points for
Newton.
different experiences.
We
Now,
have
for not that I don't know this, but for people who don't do racing sim
15.
setups, what does the nanometer refer to?
and he said
As far
nanometer
as,
there too. And I think he knew that I screwed up and then took it even further.
As far as like think
Paul.
about to make it easy, right? Think about how your dad told you when you were drilling, you had a drill.
Dude,
and you're gonna,
at least
put a
I
hole
had
in
the
a piece of
torque
wood,
idea
and
right.
that
I'm
thing
not
gets hot,
talking
it's
about
gonna
the
pull you.
size of it.
So it depends on how much you want it to pull, as far as what kind of experience that you'd like to get. And the
I
same thing
think
goes
I
true
at
for the
least
pedals.
explained
I
it
honestly
right.
didn't really understand the difference between like the standard plug-and-play stuff until I really got into stuff like these load cell type of pedals and everything that really just have a real interesting. I mean, you're
that's a
feeling like you're
sick pedal,
pushing
by
on
the
a
way.
wall with stuff
That
like
load
this
cell pedal
versus like
is
the gas
sick.
and
It's
everything.
so
But
realistic.
it's giving that race car experience, getting you
No, we have
closer
fun.
and closer
We
to
have
like the
fun.
real
Doesn't
thing.
matter. I like
That's gonna
laughing
be one of the
about
big
it. It's
differences
great.
between
I'm
like the
only
more
human.
entry-level setups for racing sims and
I
pedals.
just built a sim
versus
setup.
these, which are a bit more
Damn.
high-end.
Nice.
Hand
Enjoy
brakes
it.
and a bunch of other fun stuff too.
A lot of
We
fun.
even have some driving gloves.
Racing
Those
gloves.
look pretty hot.
But yeah, so that was there for Paul. Let's see, it's 2:44 here. Okay, let's look at another one. Brett from UFD Tech came back. This is about 5 minutes.
COMPUTEX this year. They're focused
Definitely a little
on
shorter.
convenience for gamers. While in recent years, one of the biggest focuses has been their beautiful, unique,
Mods.
and intriguing color
This is so
combinations for their cases, this year was different. They have several new products that are all about making your life easier, and Thermaltake sponsored this video for me to showcase those to you. As always, they had their entire racing sim setup to showcase their depth and breadth in that world, as well as highlighting all the stunning mods that world-class computer designers can produce. But unfortunately, I'm not deep enough into racing sim to give you a full rundown on that, but Kyler, you've been itching to do it. He's got his headphones in. But the big thing is how they're focusing on case and power supply design. That is the real highlight here. The big case to show off is literally big, but with a compact footprint. The Kappa.
You know, I've had a lot of people tell me they like to do their racing sim in just socks. Some people wear shoes, but some people wear socks because they really want to feel the pedal, and I think that makes a lot of sense to me. And yeah, Brett, now that because he moved, right? He was in the U.S., and he moved to Africa. And, you know, the rest of his team's still here in the U.S., so it's good to see him still.
Is a new take on the dual system setup, trying to be the same square area as a regular chassis, but you can get two incredibly powerful systems in it. Whether that's for streamers who want to separate the gaming machine from the production machine, work from homers who want a lower end work machine and a beast of a gaming rig, or even two people sharing one computer in the same width as a single machine. The COMPUTEX can fit two micro ATX boards that are fully on display with its curved 4mm tempered glass, and you can basically jam in any fathomable component into it as long as you keep those motherboards in the right size. Two power supplies, up to 1320mm fans, multiple radiator support, plenty of storage options, and two sets of I/O ports so that they can be distinctly separate. The cross-platform architecture for Parallel Operation X is looking to cost $190 and release sometime soon. And before we get to the power supply innovation, there's also a few more options in the chassis department.
Oh, there's Hardware Canucks.
Well. They had their retro cases on display alongside the new matching retro craft.
Good to see Dimitri and Michael.
Keyboard and mouse. The new Arceus 280 and 380 cases have the similar 4mm curved tempered glass to give your eyeballs access to your components while supporting all motherboard amenities like back connect standards, a bunch of fans,
I know what you mean about the streams. Yeah.
The only thing separating the 280 and the 380 are the size of motherboard support, with the 380 also getting two fans on the rear. But in case you want to look at more than your PC components, their Stage 450 and 500 have the space to let you place whatever gizmo, gadget, who's it, what's it, or doohickey you want to slap in the front area. They also had a more finalized version of the Core PX Infinity on display. Having everything that the previous Core P series cases had, it can mount to the wall, you have full display of every piece of hardware, but now it's with a double curved piece of tempered glass that can be mounted vertically or horizontally, and then also the added wood slates to help it fit better into more casual
there's my boy Shelly right there from
Scan. If you want to
Scan.
add just a bit more, there's also a 6-inch screen you can slap onto it as well, which they're also doing with their coolers. The ST360 Pro Ultra and the ST360 Trio Ultra
look at all
both
the
have
fingerprints
some
on that.
unique screen setups while also being great performing coolers. The Pro has a high-resolution 6-inch OLED display. That's 2160 by 1080 for being able to keep everything looking incredibly sharp and high contrast. And the Trio? Yeah, 3 screens. Triple 6-inch LCD displays with high-strength hinges.
Everybody seemed to, I thought people liked the triple screen more than I expected. I didn't know what people were going to think just yet, but granted, we didn't mention a price. So I think that's where they were not as focused on it as much, but I still feel people, you know, had a good amount to say about it. And I was actually quite surprised that a lot of people really liked it.
Let you position it in different
I thought
angles
it was
to
too
optimize
much
for your viewing pleasure. And what's for your convenience pleasure is their new dock power supplies. Available in a bunch of different configurations of different wattages as well as in white or black, the dock power series is aimed at making maintenance,
We'll do the Waffle here in a little bit. I got one more video to show after
simpler
this.
and easier. Instead of requiring requiring you to uncable manage everything in your rig to go to a higher wattage power supply if you upgrade in the future, or if you want to clean out the fan blades on the power supply, you just disconnect the dock module from the main power module and reconnect the same or new one, allowing you to swap with ease and not have to tinker around with more of your system than you have to. The current plan is for them to launch as the 750, 850, 1000, and 1200 watt power supplies initially, and then have the upgrade kits later on down the line. But these units have all the modern power amenities of ATX 3.1, PCIe Gen 5.1 connectors, and the matcha tips to ensure a snug fit. Thermaltake's open for feedback on this. Is this a feature you consider having for your next power supply purchase?
Definitely want to know.
Making the entire process of upgrading down the line easier? Let us know in the comments.
Have been reading comments, trust.
Thank you to Thermaltake for sponsoring this video.
Have been reading comments on this. You know, it's so different as far as how the power situation is. I think in here, let's see, we got Kit Guru. Nice pause screen there, Tiny Tom. But here, let me, I did this video for Tech Power Up. So instead of just like explaining stuff and everything like that, here's a video of me.
All right, hey everybody, I am ThermalMike here with Thermaltake, and we got something new to show you.
Get a new drink, I'll be right back.
COMPUTEX 2026, announcing our next generation of power with our new Dr. Power series. Now, this is a new type of power supply. You could almost say like a different type of architecture. We're taking the idea of what you've seen commonly in the market with like server power supplies, allowing the main board and the daughter board to be separated. Now, this allows us a couple of nice unique features. As you can see right here, as I take this apart, and you can see how the daughter board completely separates from the main board. We're gonna be offering this in 4 different wattages from 750 up to 1200 watts.
Well, we do have a Dr. Power after all, and I mean, it's really hard when they had to do the dock power right next to the Dr. Power.
And you're gonna buy this all in one big box, you know, including the cables and everything. Now, the benefits to this and why you'd want this is because, one, you'll be able to not have to worry about touching any of your cable management if you want to take your power supply out for some nice maintenance and get some nice cleaning to it. But we got definitely more up our sleeves here by offering some cool upgrade options where in the past, you know, if you had a power supply, maybe you starting out, you get a standard graphics card, you want to bump it up because you're just having so much fun with PC, and you definitely need a little bit more juice. Now, we're going to be offering the main board itself sold separately as like an upgrade option to give you a nice lower price point and an option to upgrade. So like say if you have an 850 and you want to go to a 1200 watt, you can just buy just the main board there as like an upgrade and still be able to keep the same daughter board as well as the cable connections, because all the pinouts will be the same across all 4 wattages. So this is our new Dr. Power. It's going to be coming in 80 plus gold, and we're expecting to have this ready around Q3.
So the whole idea of this is, you know, one, making stuff clean and easy for like your maintenance stuff, right? Being able to pull the box out without disconnecting the cables, right? I mean, yeah, your cable management, especially with like a fully modular power supply, you can sit there and you can unplug all those connections. We get all that. Well, this is making it where one connection can separate the daughter board from the main board, allowing you to take it out and clean it out. I think that's probably the biggest purpose of this idea for it, because when you think about upgradability and you think about power supplies, you know, the lifespan of your power supply lasts almost longer than most of the components in your system, where a lot of people do use their power supply not just for the current build, but for their next build too. I mean, I've definitely done this myself, and I don't feel power supplies are that big of an upgrade type of option. Now, here's where it makes a little bit more sense besides just the easy maintenance and cable management stuff. So you're looking today at graphic cards that are offering single Gen 5 type connectivity. When you buy these power supplies, the Dock Power series, you'll notice that even on like a 750 series, it's going to have 2 Gen 5 connections on it. Well, of course, one of them is not going to work on a 750 watt, but yet you'll still get the connector and the cable for it. And we're going to have to figure out some kind of little sticker action or whatever, so you understand which one's the live one, which one's the dummy one. But besides all that, and as far as where we're going to be getting to the actual product launch of it, that power supply will allow you to be able to upgrade. Say you have a graphics card right now that's got a single Gen 5, and whatever's next, if it's AMD, NVIDIA or whoever, right? Because China's making a card too. Who knows what they could do? We've already seen dual Gen 5 connectors already in the market for crazy high-end 5090 series cards, right? Well, what's the 60 series going to do? Or other series down the road? So the idea of being able to have something where you got like a 750 or 850 watt with a single Gen 5, and maybe you need that dual Gen 5 because you upgraded your card, we're going to be allowing that same pin out for the cables with the daughter board to then sync up with from an 850 to like 1,000 or 1,200 watt. And then that would then give you basically a more cost-effective upgrade, as well as activating that secondary Gen 5 type connector. And you know, this is just the beginning of this. Who knows where we could go from here with it as well? Because with that whole dock power stuff, I mean, maybe things change. Maybe we offer different daughter boards that do different things in the future, but still have the same pinouts or compatibility, right? Or with that main box, maybe we have different main boxes that then go and go that. There's a lot of different directions this can go in, but we're starting here with the first set of dock power series. There's gonna be 4 wattages, 2 different colors to kind of kick it off. And I think we could expand on this further, but we have to educate and explain to you guys, like, what are we doing with all of this and why does it matter? So we can kind of wrap up like, hey, this is going to be a nice little upgrade plan for you, but at the same time, for us, we have to consider, well, what's that lifespan of that product? When do you plan to upgrade, and how can we predict the future with the way tech's going to go? What are we going to need in the next 2-3 years, right? So that's dock power. That's how we're starting it off, and we're gonna have to see how everything goes in the future, right?
We have some new AIOs here to showcase with you. First, we have our ST360 series. Now, we kind of kicked off
Gaming outside when it rains.
Ultra beginning of the year, and we're expanding on that with both the Trio.
Am I planning to scuba dive with the power supply? Probably not. It doesn't have a cool little window that I can have sand fill in, like this water block that is right here, that I took about 70 feet down on a wreck dive. So that was a lot of fun.
Ultra that you
I got
can see
pictures
here.
of that
Now,
somewhere
this is
too
a
underwater.
Screen
This pretty little
connected
fishies
by
going by it.
magnets to the pump housing, and this offers some nice flexibility for users.
Flexibility
and a
for your
LCD
AIO.
screen, 720 by 1480 resolution.
Who is this guy?
With our software combined, totaling this in, allowing you to do either like a span type of scenario or individual, kind of treated as like 3 big monitors for your AIO. And then, of course, with our software, it allows you to integrate your own videos, GIFs, images, you know, the whole 9 yards. And then you'll be able to also
There's
add
this
in your
lady
own,
in the background listening
real-time
to
monitoring
everything that
if you
I'm
want,
saying.
Like CPU, GPU, and such. And this
I
is
caught a
all
lot of those
configured
people
through
out of the
our
corner of my
software,
eye.
And it's a click point where you can drag these little boxes anywhere you want. You can change the font, the color, a lot of fun interactive stuff there to kind of make your screen your way.
Your
Now,
screen
jumping
your
over
way,
here to
baby.
this other one I want to showcase with you now. This one's a little bit, I mean, of course, it's a single screen, but the one thing nice is this is a 6-inch OLED screen. So this offers 2160
So that's the ST
by
Pro
1080p
Ultra.
resolution, giving you a very crisp picture there on the AIO. It is
Crisp.
also detachable with magnets, as you can see here on the back. It adapts to the pump housing
Magnets.
with ease. And of course, if you have either Intel or AMD, depending on
It's
the
not waterproof,
configuration
sorry.
with the tubing and such, you can rotate this any which way, so it doesn't really matter which way you go as far as mounting to your CPU. Your screen will work in any direction you'd want it for. And then
I haven't upgraded my fridge in over 20 years. I like a reliable CPU cooler, while the new fridges are like touchscreen LCD AIOs. Don't forget, it's going to connect to Wi-Fi, and somehow, some way, Jensen's going to use it for AI.
on the AIO side of things, we've also did side mounting for the tubing. So this kind of gives you a benefit when mounting your radiator up on the top part of the case.
What in the
So that way the
world?
tubing doesn't kind of come down in the way, blocking the screen and such, and gives you a nice clean look with the
I
AIO
like the
mounted
side-mounted
on the
tubes.
top.
I think the
And then you can see
side-mounted
right there
tubes
with
is
the
cool,
fans,
with the
too.
AIO on
It's a
top.
single frame fan, only 4 screws instead of 12, making stuff a lot easier for the install. And we'll have this
easier.
available in both a black and white.
Forgot
as far
how
as
I
the 2
ended
different
this.
colors that you see here.
This is
And
one
we're hoping
take.
to have this ready around Q3.
He's like, hey, do
at
this
about
video.
179.
He's like, hey, do this video. We're just going to pick a couple products and just go. And I'm like, okay. How do you want me to introduce and like what? How long you want? Like, you know, I do have some planning going on in my head as I'm brewing this up. You know what I mean? I really want the ST360 Ultra Snow. I need it. Can you talk about the software for them? I only saw it mentioned that there's a beta phase now. So the software for like the ST360, as well as like a lot of the other coolers, right? The MindCube and all that, it utilizes one of two things, either our TT LCD screen software or TT RGB Plus software. Right now, we don't have the software implemented for these new coolers just yet. I think we just launched the one for the ST360, like the standard or the Ultra, not the Pro Ultra, whatever. But there's 3 different models of the 360, the ST360 AIO. And the first one's coming around the corner, and then these are the other 2 coming later on down the road. And I think with the integration with the TT-LCD screen, we talked a good bit about it a couple weeks back. Our last stream before we left for COMPUTEX, kind of covering over the software, where you're going to be able to add in just about whatever you want, image-wise, graphic-wise, movie, you know, animated or still imagery, as well as being able to overlay it with a variety of real-time monitoring. And it's just all like hardware info stuff. I mean, you just drop it in there, resize it, change the color, change the font, kind of set it where you want to set it, if it's blocking the view or not. So there's going to be a variety of those things there with the software with it. So I think the big focus on this is being able to put really high res images, right? Like, yeah, you can go online and Google a Waffle, but then you could go to 4K wallpapers and get a 4K Waffle wallpaper. And the quality of that is so much higher, right? So that's why there's certain things where you get a little better. The nice thing about this one particularly is it's OLED, so the color saturation is really good. And the resolution's insane. The 2160 by 1080 is pretty crazy for resolution for this. And it's quite large. It's a 6-inch display too, so 99. But can't really go too much in regards to that there. But I mean, that's kind of the video there with Tech Power Up. They asked me like, hey, can you come shoot a video for us and, you know, just do some fun stuff? And I'm like, sure, man, no problem. But like, that was all literally just a one and done quick take. And then I had to move on to the next media appointment, man. It was wild. FPS wise, oh, I can't remember what did it, wait a second. Did it say blocking the screen and 2160 by 1080 resolution, magnet pumps? Yeah, it didn't have a lot of the details with it. It didn't have a lot of the details with it. I know that they've been talking about like the TTRGB Plus 3.0 as far as like where they want to have it pushed to, but I honestly prefer the TT-LCD screen software over that. If I don't have controller fans, I'm using TT-LCD screen software. Like that, just straight up, that's what I want to do. But as far as the direction they're going to go with that, I've definitely given my feedback there. We'll have to see what our headquarters ends up doing. Hopefully they make the right choice. That's just where I'm at with that. This is where I'm at. You know what I mean? But hopefully that kind of gives you at least something. You know what I mean? When your computer's best monitor is on your AIO. And you know, the other thing too is it's kind of interesting, right? Like, sadly, this only goes through like a USB interface, right? It'd be kind of interesting if you could hook it up through like a mini HDMI, treat it like a secondary monitor, and then, you know, play like Duke Nukem or Wolfenstein or something like that, or you know, high-res crazy game like Crimson Desert, and just play that right there on your AIO. I think that'd be fun. I've definitely seen a lot of people out there doing stuff like that, but I mean, going through USB is such a pain in the butt. But if it was something like mini or micro HDMI, that'd be kind of cool. That would definitely be kind of cool. All right. Okay. Did everybody get in on the Waffle? DisplayPort, yeah, or Type-C would be, USB-C would be kind of cool too. USB-C would be cool. All right, did everybody get in on the Waffle? We are going to close. We have to close. It's been going on way too long, but that's okay. We're just getting back. We've been on the other side of the planet for the last 11 days. Give me a break, okay? I'm giving you guys a break. We want to make sure everybody can waffle it up. We love to waffle it up here. Are we in? Because I'm going to close it, man. Julian, one of the last people here. Also, and I am so sorry. Shout outs to my man, Ritz. I hope you're still here because I know you're still chilling for the Waffle. Appreciate the 25 stream streak. Thank you so much. I don't know if I missed anything else in there. Shui coming in with the 2 months on the Primage. I appreciate you as well. Sorry if I missed those, you guys. Much love. Cheers to you guys. Thank you so much. All right, don't be walking your car or washing your dog or the other way around, okay? We're closing in 3, 2, 1. Kitchen's closed. Kitchen's closed. That's it. I couldn't wait any longer. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. The kitchen is closed. But you know what that means? You know what that means? You know what that means? Oh, something I've been waiting for a couple of weeks. Waffle time. Let's go. Oh, DMCA. Ah! There we go. There we go. Don't ban me. Don't ban me. Oh, baby, it's a waffle time. Be right back. My dog's calling. All right, Nuru's playing it forward. Nuru's paying it forward. If they win the waffle, they just admitted it. Oh, I missed this waffle, baby. Let's go. Who's going to win it? Big prizes, big waffles are at stake. It's been a minute. I was listening to this on the plane, and then I was listening to this on the way to the convention, just thinking of you guys. It was Wednesday. I was like, oh yeah, waffles. All right. Who's going to win it? Who's going to win it? I need RAM. I'm sorry, we don't have any. It's all gone. Good luck, everybody. Here we go. All right, here we go, everybody. Waffle winner number 1 coming up in 3, 2, 1, go. Is this a robot? No, I'm just kidding. Z807FN. It sounds like a radio station. Congratulations over on YouTube, Z807FN. Congratulations. It's probably an alt account. Possibly. Where are you? You gotta be here. Give them a minute. They could be walking their car. They could be walking their car. Maybe they're driving right now. You need to pull over. You need to pull over so you can say you're in the waffle. They're here. Let's go. Congratulations. Congratulations. Oh, he says spin it. He says spin it. He's gonna win it. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. Here we go.
I am washing my skunk.
I was watching. Congratulations on winning yourself some OnlyFans. Visit ThermaltakeUSA.com for our OnlyFans page. Get in on the fans there and enjoy your choice of some fans. It's your price, your way. Walking the very loud AC. Nice. Congratulations again. All right. One more. Because why not? One more, because why not? Let's go. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Over on Twitch, Azula EXE. Don't download it. It could be a virus. Azula EXE. Congratulations. Wow, they're here. Let's go, Wafflers. Way to be here, Wafflers. Let's go. Congratulations. Congratulations on winning a waffle. You say spin it. He said they say spin it. Let's win it. Oh, my God. I'm losing my voice. Come on, baby. Whoa. Whoa. TT Store prize. Dude, congratulations. Oh my God, I'm losing my voice already. Oh my God. Congratulations on winning our TT Store prize. You are going to get a $200 store credit to ThermaltakeUSA.com to buy whatever you want off of our website. It is your prize, your way. It's our store, your way. Congratulations. Congratulations, Azula EXE. Don't forget, you guys, please make sure that you send me a quick little message on the Discords. Send me a message to verify that you are a meat popsicle. And we'll get you all squared up. We'll get you all squared up there, all right? Alrighty. Nice, dude. Wow. Coming in random. Dude, it's just random. RNG is random. Yeah, join a Discord. Don't need to friend request me. Just shoot me a DM just to verify, and I'll send you all the details there. No information in the Discord, okay? We'll do it through certified email, okay? Playing it safe, all right? Another waffle. So good. Wow, big prize. The big prize is there too. Fans in the store prize. Wow. I think that's our third store prize now that we've done. I think so. Now execute blue screen virus. No. Please don't. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. Oh man, it's crazy. I haven't streamed. It's like you would think that after talking like 8, 9, 10, whatever hours later and all that stuff, right? You would think that I would have, hold on, let me give it this real quick. You think that my voice would be trained up, but it's like I had a nice couple of days of just peace and quiet, man. It was so good. It was so good. It was nice. It was really nice. Oh, I got more. We got more to do though. That's the waffle. I don't want to make you guys wait too long on that. But thank you guys for waffling with us. We really appreciate it. We're going to be back next week. I believe we're going to be getting into something teal. We have a 390, not the graphics card, but I believe we have some teal cases to show next week. We're going to be kicking off a new build in one of our cases starting next Wednesday. So we're back, guys. Welcome back. Thanks for bearing with me as I go to the other side of the planet for COMPUTEX. We got more to talk about, but we got even more waffles for you next week. So stay tuned. Mark that calendar. Give us that fun little follow. And come on back. Come on back now. You might win some waffles. You might win some waffles with us. All right. So yeah, Tech Power-Ups showed up, man. Dude, it was so cool just, getting to see all these guys, right? Have them come and hang out. Let's see who did. Let's see. We went over UFD Tech. Kit Guru came by. Always good to see Leo. Let's see what Kit Guru. Let's see what Kit Guru had to say here. Leo's a legend, man. It's always good to see Leo.
Is with Thermaltake at COMPUTEX 2026.
Look at this guy just standing behind him.
Starting with a novel case.
I'm sitting here having a crowd control for him in the first place.
Coming soon, priced at $190. 2 systems inside.
Now this is really neat because I wanted to show this part because the system behind it is fully custom cooled.
Small system, 1 mini ITX.
And I really do miss bending a tube.
The fact they can cram all this hardware inside is fun. Move to the right to the black version, which according to the card is the Capo X bracket media shot table closed bracket because it's custom loop cooling.
Now this was really neat because it's 2 loops one for each system, but it really gives me some interesting ideas. I mean, thinking distros, thinking how you could mix stuff up. I mean, the first and foremost idea I'm thinking of is helix going up the side of both loops and doing some crazy tube bends like that. But a boy can dream. A boy can dream. We'll have to see what's going on. We'll have to see what's going on with that. And then, yeah, teal, not blue. Well, it's like a blue, but it's like a teal, Mr. Blue, if you can understand. I've never heard of Hall of Tech before. Oh, dude, that Hall of Tech is awesome. She is a small content creator. She's making a lot of moves. I've met her at CES a couple of times, but they're coming out for COMPUTEX. I actually have her short video up too.
It's more swish. Again, duplicated systems. Never seen this before. It's not my personal taste, but it is fun, and that's a good thing.
Leo thought
We
it
go
was
to the
fun.
right
That's
to
a
something
lot.
That's, oh goodness, also not my taste actually, if I'm frank. Never mind. Stage 450 TG, priced at 130 bucks.
So this is funny
The
because later
three
on
fans
they ended
in
up
the
putting
side
figures actually
come
in
with this
here
case. The
to kind
fan
of
at the rear
showcase
does
that,
not,
because I was
although
like,
it's matching.
don't we have
When
something
Rosie
to put
comes
in the
around to
case?
main
And they're like,
glass,
oh
we can
yeah.
see there's lots of fun going on. But the stage name comes from where the figurine is standing. in
There's the
front of
breakout
the
on a
power
different
supply.
one.
It is a stage for your stuff. If you like that,
Dude, that TT Apollo, man, that's going back old school with Thermaltake. I still got one right here. New in the box. New in the box. He's just chilling on. He's never going to be opened. He's never going to be opened. And I got this a long time ago, and I've been here 12 years. That's really taking it back old school right there. I don't even know. I'm curious on, I guess,
Great,
whose
good on
that
you, more
is
power to
or
you.
how long
Me,
they've had
not
that,
so
because
much.
that was a
we
long
move
time
to
ago.
the right, stage 450 in black. We come to the stage 500, essentially the same case, priced at 160 bucks. The difference here is that we have
Has Chibi
the wood
recovered? No.
accent, and we also have the curved glass. I'm doing my hand model
I like the
routine
the wood grain
So
on
to
there
my
though. I
mind,
thought that
this
was
is a
pretty good.
stage-
Let's see, and then power supplies. He talked about the dock power. Let's see what he had to say.
But when we look at this white one here, you'll see there's a thumb screw. We undo the screw.
Give me a little bit more close up. So it's
We
got a
pull,
screw that secures
and
it
away
in there.
come the connections. Now there are a few advantages to this approach. There are also, to my mind, potential disadvantages. So there's obviously extra cost. There are more components. You've clearly got
Yeah,
new point
a good
failure
amount of people leave
potentially,
after the
there's that.
waffle. It's
However,
fine. I get
if
it.
you buy, in this case,
Don't
a
matter.
1,000 watt gold power supply,
I appreciate you
might
guys
in
that
the
are here. I
future, if they
do.
Bring it out
I
by
see a list of
1,600 watt
everybody.
gold or
Love
a
you guys.
1,600 watt titanium. That could be a thing. You can leave all your cables in place, and you simply swap out the power supply. If the power supply suffers a failure, you can swap out this.
You know, it's like sometimes when people like watch the stream, right? Some people kind of just stay for the waffle. Some people, you know, just be around for the end for the waffle. I get all that and everything. But I think what really makes the show, like what I see and what the magic of this is that when there's that chance and you win that waffle, I've made a lot of long-term viewers after just winning one waffle, and I think that's where it takes home. I know there's a lot of people that are still trying to get that waffle prize, and I totally understand that. RNG is a you-know-what for a lot of people, but for a lot of those that were maybe here just for a prize, once they won something or maybe they saw something fun that we were doing. I mean, dude, the stream streaks, the follows, the subs that you guys do is crazy, man. We're only on once a week, man. I really appreciate it. You know, compared to all the other channels that are out there, they stream multiple days a week. I can only give you guys, you know, I can't. It's not that I can only give you. I don't even know what I'm going to say right now. I'm still kind of jet lagged, but I love that you guys always keep coming back, even after we've been gone this long. You know what I mean? So much love to you guys. Thank you guys so much.
As an RMA, leaving this part in your system. I think the biggest advantage to this dock power system is you unplug the connections, leave that in place, and you can clean out the dust. And then you can put your power supply back in your PC. I'm not certain how good an idea this is. However, it is different, and that is
I didn't get bananas on my waffles, sadly.
And how about a quick look at the boxes while we're at it? So we have 758.
Okay, opinion here. Was it the right move to put fire and or lightning on a product box for a power supply? Did you guys, was this a good idea to put this on the box, or should we change this? Well, what do you guys think? I have my own opinions, but I want to know yours. Was this a good idea, guys? No comment. No comment. I work here. No comment. But like, was this a good idea to illustrate the functionality of dock power here, guys? I need this is feedback for the higher ups, okay? If it has 12 VF power, then yes. And I think the sad part is it's literally going through that Gen 5 connector on the box there. Okay. All right, thanks, guys. That's all I wanted to know.
50,000 watt, 1200 watt, they're all gold, either in white
No
or black.
hashtag no
we are
flames.
familiar with Core, which essentially is an open PC platform. Core PXWS Infinity ARGB, and that's a name, on the left in snow, on the right in black, priced at 300.
All right, so PX stuff. Let's see. ST, the AIO. A lot of people like the AIO. Well, I was trying to make a thing. Oh, here's something different. Here's something different.
If you're feeling in a tough mood, then Tough Liquid and Tough Fan might be for you. Go to the side, Rosie, and you can see
this is
it's
really
a chunky
cool,
boy.
but it's still down the
30 mil
road.
Radiator. And if you come around the side here of Tough Fan 12 V2, you can see a 28 mil thick fan. These are TBD. Everything here seems to be either Q3 or...
All right, so cool thing about this, we're making some moves with cooling. One, the new Tough Liquid V2 AIO, and then the Tough Fan V2, right? So the fan's going to be 28 mil versus 25 mil, and then the AIO is going to be beefing up only to 30 millimeters. But I will tell you, I had some good talks, some firm handshakes with some people about some thicker AIOs that we're working on in the future. Because I'm like, hey guys, 28 mil ain't cutting it anymore, man. We need to beef it up. So we have a 30 mil AIO radiator with a 28 mil fan. Now this is going to change a lot of stuff for case compatibility. Because like in the past, you know, when you look at a website and you look at our website with like our cases, right? I'll use the Tower 600, for example, right? We'll say that it fits a 360, but then in the manual, we kind of bury where we talk
Mike,
about
what
what
is
the
that
actual
benching
thickness
table
is.
case thing? I use the Durbo WR1.
Mike, what is that benching table case thing? I use the Durbauer. It's the Durbauer. The Durbauer. If you're talking about this thing right here in the back, it was a PC mod. If that's what you're talking about. Is there a link for that video that showcases the retro computer? Are you talking about the mod, or are you talking about just the retro? Because a lot of people did talk about the mod stuff.
Q4. So I guess
in
that
shorts,
TBD in this case is
some other
likely to
videos
be
and stuff, but not
Q4,
really to an
possibly early
extent
next year.
besides the modders themselves.
And on the right, we have a wall of fans. Thermaltake has an endless array of products. You have to actually stop.
No. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Roman's cool peeps. I didn't get to see him this year. I was kind of bummed. I think he came after I left, or he was on the last day, which I wasn't there on the last day. What about AIOs using copperators? Well, all of our, okay. So most AIOs, as you know, on the DIY side are copper with brass tanks, right? And AIOs, as far as longevity wise, for the ones that are in the mass market, are aluminum, because they're closed loop systems. It doesn't matter as long as it's all compatible with each other, right? So that's kind of been like the way those are going. And, you know, with that, there is some interesting options to go forward with, or kind of change some stuff up. We got a couple ideas out there. I had some nice long talks with some of our PMs and R&D about this. And, you know, one of the neat things about it was that I had the AirPods with my iPhone. And for the first time, I had a better conversation, especially with some people that just had zero English, and they were able to talk to me in Chinese, and I was able to basically get it said to me in English in my ear, and then I was also able to talk in English and then be able to play it back in Chinese so that they could actually hear what I was having to say, like at a better extent of me explaining it in Chinese to somebody that knows some English, and then them explaining it to Chinese versus just using my iPhone. So I got to say that process was pretty good. I think about 85-90% of that, the translation came through. I mean, there's some stuff that, you know, Kenny speeches and everything that I'm just like, oh, I don't know what he's saying, you know. I got to actually finally understand. And I was like, hey, I went up to him and I was like, dude, that was really cool. I got to hear what you had to say, because he said it differently in Chinese than he said it in English. And that was just something I was always wondering, was like, what more or different way does he say it in Chinese versus in English? And I got the best of both worlds with that. And I thought that was really neat. But I think stuff could change in the future, Tevin. I just can't say anything at the moment.
No, the tower, no new colors. but there are plenty of
It's
products.
always been aluminum
And
for
we're having a quick
AIOs.
look down the line of Thermaltake mods. Every year they do their mod competition, and they always have a huge array of systems. Some of them are frankly absolutely barking. Many of them are cool and cute.
Absolutely barking.
I leave it to you to judge which of these is cool and cute, technically interesting, or absolutely mad. Yes, that's right. The View 600 can be stretched to huge levels. And as Rosie walks along the row of mods, she's going to finish on something that is a pure delight. And there we have it, the signature of Jensen, worth at least 100 billion US dollars. No, wait, 150 billion US dollars. No, wait, 200 billion US dollars. No, oh, I'm bored. Let's move on.
He's so good, dude. So funny, so funny. So yeah, check out Leo over at Kit Guru. He did a nice video for us to talk about that. Here's some retro stuff. Somebody was mentioning about retro and everything. So here's Tiny Tom from OC3D.
Now, I'm going to start with the thing that I absolutely adore on this stand the most. Now, it should be the racing sims, because I'm a car guy, love doing my track days.
He's definitely a car guy.
Racing sims, but it's
he has a couple.
It's this.
He has a couple.
The retro stuff. I have absolutely fallen in love with this. It's a proper old school theme, because the floppy doesn't work, but it's old school still with the new school connections. Now this is the M80X one, so you can fit a 240 radiator in the roof, and you can see that there is a 240mm retro themed AIO to go with it. It's all the same sort of beige colour, but there is also there's a full size one, so 360 in the roof, 360 in the front.
I love the DOS prompt. I think that's so cool.
A 360mm AIO to go with it. I really do have a soft spot for this. I really genuinely
Me too.
Cannot wait to get hold of it. It doesn't come with the screen. That's the one thing I do need to say. The screen is sold separately, but I think they said it was going to be like $119 or something. I'm forgetting, because I've been told so many prices, but it's not going to be a massive amount of money. It's going to be really good value, and I really love the classic aesthetic. Now, the Core PXs, they are fine.
So he did a nice little cover on the retro. I think that the retro case is gonna be fun. I can't wait to get that in here and do a build. I think we're gonna be getting the case first and then the AIO later. And I kind of want to wait for the AIO until I do the case build. So that's kind of something that I gotta have that AIO in order to do the build. So we'll have to wait a little bit and see what's going on. I also got some other fun stuff planned out for that as well. But yeah, Phil, take a look at Tiny Tom Logan, aka OC 3D TV from across the pond. Always a blast to talk with him and have him come out to check out some stuff. Again, Tech Power Up did a video with me. They just said, hey, can you shoot a video for us? And I'm just like, absolutely. And this was a nice little one taker by me, kind of going over a couple of the products that we had here. So that was a lot of fun. Christina from Peachy Tech came by. This was always, I always like to get the mix. She always gives me some neat little things, some cutesy little things. If you can understand, she's Peachy Tech and everything, and it's always nice to get, you know, the different vibes and everything and stuff.
A sleeper PC because
She really
Thermaltake
liked
has
the
just
retro
launched
too.
these retro cases. This is the Retro TG, which comes in two sizes, METX and ATX, and it looks just like a PC from the olden days, but with actual ventilation on the front. If you prefer for it to actually look like a sleeper PC, you don't have to put the 6-inch LCD in, and they also do have a matching cooler in the same exact beige color. Thermaltake brought an entire booth full of new things to COMPUTEX this year, including this trifold AIO display, which
Everybody
is
liked
foldable
that
and you
AIO.
can easily remove it. They also showcased their COMPUTEX dual system case, where you can put two entire METX builds. This is great for streamers who don't want to have two separate cases. And their new generation of power supplies. So this is the Dock Power series that has modular design, which means the actual main unit and the cables are separate. So you can plug in all of your cables into this like side unit and then snap it on after. They've also had reversible fans for a while now, and this is not like reversible as in you buy a reverse fan. These fans you can actually pop the fan blades out of, and they do have these like little wood accents, which I thought was kind of cool. They also have a ton of aesthetic cases launching, most of them with pre-installed ARGB fans, which I love. Some of my favorites are.
And I think that's really good too, because like the one thing I didn't really kind of touch base on was that a lot of the new cases are coming with a lot of fans. Like when you look at like the Arcus 280 and the 380, the 280 is going to come with 3 fans. The 380 is going to come with 5 fans. So because you get 3 fans down the side, and then the Arcus 280 has 2 120s on the back. Sorry, they're not 200 mils good. I apologize for that. Maybe CES, like you were saying, but yeah, no big fan situations there today. And I think a lot of that has to do with the case, right? You have to have a case to support that. We don't really have much cases other than the one that I'm going to be building in next week. So I'm kind of doing that for you to try to give you at least a little bit of love there. And I got some fun little plans for that too. Yeah, I think it was really neat. We're setting up to have, and the fans that you see, these are the fans that are going to be in there. They're not going to be like low-end budget fans. And the whole idea is to be able to offer the fans both on an AIO as well as sell them separately. So if you want to match everything up and not have to spend too much. I mean, even like with like the Vision 330, that one came with 6 fans. You literally just need to buy an AIO and you're done with cooling. So, you know, cool things like that we're trying to square up on. Let's see, moving over here. Oh, Dan came by. We've worked with Dan a little bit in the past, but we haven't really had a formal meeting at COMPUTEX. So here's Dan's video.
Thermaltake's Capo X had to be one of the craziest cases I saw at COMPUTEX 2026. It's a dual system micro ATX chassis with a one-piece curved 4mm tempered glass side panel, support for up to 13 fans total, and multiple radiator configurations. Keep in mind there are 2 fully independent systems in this case, so it's perfect for dual PC setups for streamers or a his and hers type setup. It's priced at $190.
Yeah, PGTech's awesome. Christina's awesome.
Thermaltake also showed off their Dock Power series of PSUs, which features a main board that can be separated from the PSU to upgrade or maintain your power without disturbing cable management. The Core PX is a visually stunning open frame chassis that's extremely versatile and supports wall mounting.
They're so busy there, guys. They're so busy.
Also sure to bring on the nostalgia. Thermaltake's booth at COMPUTEX 2026 was massive, and they showed off so much cool stuff. Huge thank you to Thermaltake for sponsoring this video.
I love how everybody was eating up on the mods. I think the mods are so cool. It's so neat to have all this stuff, especially when you got people, you know, doing a mod competition there and everything and a lot of that stuff. But yeah, Dan Cam, you know, take a look at him. He's got a lot of good videos. He does a lot of stuff. I love how he does a lot of his videos and everything like too. And you know, can't wait to work on him with some other things too. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Here's a cool little like retro wise. Now this is from a different content creator. I believe he's in Malaysia or somewhere over there, but he did a nice little overage of like all Champa computers. But he did a really good collage of all the mod builds. And that was Jesse from the Philippines as Mario, retro Mario. It was so good. Champa computers, yeah, did some cool stuff. I thought his little video for the modders was awesome. All right, here's Britt from Tech Tesseract. Let me see if it.
Thermaltake's booth at COMPUTEX had everything. New cases, new colors, crazy mods, and a full motion sim rig that...
Wait. This is the... Wait, I got the wrong one. Hold on. One second. I know it's in here. Did I... Yeah, there it is. It's this one.
Remember the bunk bed PC case from Thermaltake? Well, now it's back, but better. This is the Capo X, a dual system micro ATX case that fits 2 full builds in one. It now has a single curved tempered glass panel, supports up to 13 fans,
and is
tempered
glass panel.
One on top and one on the bottom. A couple's dream PC. But let's take it back to the 90s, baby. Meet the Retro series.
I love how everybody's eating up the retro.
Retro-style PC cases, AIOs that look like CRT monitors, and matching peripherals all in your favorite shade of beige. The Retro 260 and 360 TG combine a modern mid-tower chassis with those old school aesthetics, but the only thing missing, the mouse didn't have a ball in the So close. Now you've seen triple monitor setups, but have you ever seen a
so many people are looking for that mouse ball, man.
The Trio Ultra ARGB has 3 foldable 6-inch LCD displays, a magnetic pump head, and clean single-frame fans. And if 3 screens is too much, there's also the ST360 Pro Ultra with a single 6-inch OLED display. They also showed the VF360 ARGB, which helps cool your motherboard VRMs, and the WB360S, which adds wood grain accents and
little wood treatment there for you.
The Stage 500 TG and Stage 450 TG, 2 cases built around a dedicated figure display. The Stage 500 adds curved tempered glass, a wood base, and
so someone's gonna put a fishbowl in there with a fish.
Keeps it clean and simple with 2-piece front.
You have a fan cooling your fishbowl.
Of course, it wouldn't be a Thermaltake booth without wild custom PCs, case mount builds that are out of this world.
Oh, that was before it was signed too. That was before Jensen came by. Oh, look, there's me. There's me doing some racing.
Disappoint. Remember the bunk bed PC case?
That was good. That was good. Paul had another one.
Do you guys know Thermaltake has a double-decker case? Bunk beds, one on
double-decker bunk bed.
We actually saw this at CES.
There's a lot of fun little ideas with that.
Launch. End of June, we're going to have not the Capo X, the Capo X. From my understanding, it's named after like a mob boss or something like that. But anyway, we have a dual micro ATX chassis stacked on top. So if you want a dual system setup for gaming and streaming, maybe a side-by-side.
This is really cool though, the custom loop. That really gives me a lot of fun custom loop ideas.
And of course, in the Snow White here, Thermaltake has several demos of this going on with different use cases, and this case has just really stood out and drawn attention. They also made this part curved instead of 2 separate tempered glass pieces. So if you have need for
yeah, I'm kind of curious what people think of like a one-piece curved glass versus like the break and having the separation is like, you know, is that waviness of the curved glass, you know, something, does that bother you? Or is it like something that like, you're okay with? Would you rather have like one piece like that versus 2 separate pieces where you have that break line? I think there's some interesting things there, and it'll be interesting to see what people think. But you know, goes on with it. I hope it doesn't break. Well, yeah, I mean, us too. I mean, when you think about it, with a case like this, at this kind of size, the drop testing with like UPS and FedEx is gonna be crazy. We're gonna have to really do some serious packaging with this one, similar like some of the other cases we've done before in the past, but definitely a lot more, I would say, with this one. The packaging on this case is gonna have to be just bananas compared to some of the other cases, because the overall size, taking that impact in the side, like, I mean, you know, it was a big conversation that we had, but it's like, I don't know what the plan is right now for the packaging with that. That will be, you know, foretold here in the future, but is definitely something from a manufacturer standpoint that's definitely going to be a big challenge for us. It's a big case. It's a big case. Let me see. Oh, you know, wait, I thought I had, hold on. Did I miss them? Were they buried here? Where is Holotech? He came by. Thermaltake. See this one, that was the old one. Here we go.
Hi, Thermaltake COMPUTEX had so many cool PCs.
This is Holotech.
Cool. I meant cool as
She's
cool.
awesome.
So this year they released a newer version of the View Cross TG, and it's the Capo X, a dual micro ATX case that now has one single curved glass panel that makes it look so
She came to CES, so she saw this as the View Cross initially, like some of the others.
Now you can easily upgrade your PC without disturbing your cables in just a few seconds with the Dock Power Series.
She does a lot of live builds and live streams where she does builds similar like we do, but with a variety of other stuff, so check her out.
Depending on the wattage. They also had random phones. It's a whole AIO integrated with triple 6-inch LCD displays, each featuring 720 by 1440 resolution. They also had another but a single LCD display. There was so much to see and so many sim racing rigs, and a lot of people.
There was a lot of sim racing.
Thermaltake cooks with these rigs, so I would too. Okay, bye. Hi, Thermal.
That's all the tech. It was awesome. And then last but not least, you know, so if you're wondering, Steve did come by from Gamers Nexus. I did have a chat with him. He was doing a variety of videos for a lot of people. But when I talked with him about it, with the way the content was and everything, he is going to be throwing our Thermaltake booth coverage in, I believe, his next hardware news. So that's not out yet. They're probably traveling back, busy with a lot of stuff, but He's going to be throwing that in with the hardware news section for COMPUTEX. So expect to see that once that's out. I checked earlier. I didn't see it up just yet, but that should be up. But so this was fun. Kyle came by from Bitwit. He was doing a live stream. So he was streaming for, 7 hours that day. He also did some stuff with Paul and everything like that too. But I mean, in his 3 hours, I think one of the funniest things about this one was that I knew Kyle was going to be streaming. So I was like, okay. He says like, I'm going to come around probably around 2 o'clock-ish or whatever, right? And it was funny because I was just finishing up with Hall of Tech when Kyle came by. He was looking for me with the video, and it was funny because I was watching his stream on my phone, just periodically going, okay, oh, he's over by Gigabyte, which was right down the way. I'm like, oh, he's getting closer. And I'm like, is he going to come by here or whatever? And, I'm juggling this all at the same time as I'm dealing with this media going on to the next, right? Wondering when he was going to come by. At least he gave me a heads up, but always nice. But here's a little part. This is Kyle's day 2 coverage. And I believe I timestamped this around 4 hours. 3:58.
Let's go to Thermaltake now. Let's hit Thermaltake. They're 4th floor as well. They're at N. So we're at L. We need to find N. Thermaltake was near the entrance, I think. They're kind of on.
His video kind of was breaking up. I give him props for trying to live stream with this many people in these types of environments. I'm actually surprised it worked this good.
Popcorn. Dude, the booths that have
especially when a lot of this was kind of like when most of you guys were asleep.
Really, really effective. I'm like, ooh, they snacks.
But Kyle does Kyle.
Of your snacks, sir.
Goes around food, computers, everything. But that was kind of funny because like you can watch him. He's looking for our booth. It kind of gives you perspective to see like where we are and all the other stuff that's kind of nearby, because you really don't get this perspective from somebody else unless they're live streaming like this, right?
Okay.
Yeah, white glove delivery would be expensive for that Capo X, but might be LCGS kind of stuff.
He's perfect. That's what I like to hear.
There's this company called Loop. I was like, oh, that's a cool name, Loop.
Thermaltake. Made it. We get to ThermalMike. Love Thermal, dude. The best. The best, baby.
He's looking for
just
me.
Like the Thermaltake store that we were in with all the racing sims. It's pretty crazy. Now, ThermalMike is probably the easiest brand rep to find at COMPUTEX because he is a tall white guy. There's not too many of them here. Although, as I say that, there's literally a tall white guy right there. That is not Thermal.
So
maybe
funny.
There's 2 ThermalMikes. I won't rule it out.
I have a doppelganger.
Like Thermal Jeff.
My name's Jeff.
It's probably Thermal Jeff.
My name's Jeff.
Also, why does every white guy in tech kind of look like Sam Altman? I think I've seen 12 Sam Altmans today. It's very concerning. I'm starting to get creeped out.
Well, look how busy it is, guys. Look how busy it is. There's just people
kind of
everywhere.
Walked around the entire booth, and now I'm gonna walk in now.
Joe in here saying Thermal Rob. I saw you guys. So funny.
You know where Mike is? Mike? Yeah, where's Mike? That guy. Oh, I see him. Thank you. Thank you. I think I see him over there. Go around.
I didn't like these big barriers because you kind of get lost in the sauce. You know what I mean, in the booth.
How you doing, man?
Look at these people.
You been good?
New foundation.
Oh, thank you. Yep. Thank you. Yeah, it's a work in progress. Oh, sorry. Damn, you got hella rig there, bro. Did you have that last year?
Last year I brought the FX6, which was a very bad decision.
Look, and there I am. There's Hall of Tech right there. So I was talking with her.
Heavy on the slightly.
And they're filming and doing their stuff, and I'm just sitting there going, yeah, Kyle's about ready here.
That's wild, though. You're doing all the on-camera stuff too, right?
Yeah. This especially is getting much more expensive to fly the.
Yeah.
Especially with the.
I like this. I thought this was really cool for Kyle to do because he was talking to other creators that he ran into as he was going through his coverage. It's some interesting stuff, right? I think the only downside is that when it was played, a lot of us more or less were asleep, or it was pretty late in the evening. You know what I mean?
Really do you want to introduce yourself really quick to chat?
Hey everyone, my name is Salah. I have a channel called Android Basha. It's in Arabic, but we cover like technology, PCs, cameras, stuff like that.
And then you and I met, what, last year? Was it last year or a couple of years ago? I can't remember.
COMPUTEX, and
it's been a couple.
See, look, there's the videos in the making right there. Holotek doing their filming and stuff. I just get to watch people do all this fun stuff with the cameras.
Earlier now that
not in that direction.
Okay. Are you hitting any of the other the industry parties later this week at all?
Not at all.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Damn, I was gonna say, because that's usually the time I get to catch up with people now. It used to be like on the show floor, but ever since we started doing lives, everyone's like, "I'll talk to you later," which I totally get.
Yeah.
Totally understand.
I'm gonna jump a little bit here. It's a good little bit from the coverage and everything. I don't think I can play the whole thing, but
Time they cut me off right there. That might have been, but yeah.
So many
Anyway,
people,
dude,
man.
We got a meeting to catch. Always a pleasure.
Likewise.
Good luck with that camera, man. Godspeed. Get a back brace.
Get a back brace. I feel for it, dude. Right?
Oh, okay. Let me see. What time is it? We're a little bit early, so we can. Oh, actually, let me just say out of mic really quick.
He was, but it's okay. You can understand having
you
to juggle media. People come late, people come early.
What's up, dude? What's up? How you doing, man?
Hey, good to see you.
Good to see you too. Also, we are live, just so you know.
Yeah. Oh, no way. No way.
Yeah. Here, hold this for you.
Oh, it's expensive.
I know. Don't steal. We are going to need that back. I do have a mortgage to pay. Thank you very much. Even though my house isn't
How many modules are on here?
I'll notice it.
I didn't want to do the house thing, you know, with him. You know what I mean?
Back in the corner.
But I've been watching his videos.
Beaning. Anyway, we saw you last at CES earlier this year, where you guys had a ton of new stuff, as you always do. Anything that's new, exclusive to COMPUTEX at this event that we haven't even seen at the last show?
First looks, of course. I got a couple of things. You want to look at some cases? Or?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Cases are always a good place to start.
Yeah. Let's travel this way.
And see, this is me trying to.
Right now, so.
Hey, we've been affordability options.
Oh, the audio got messed up. I forgot about this.
A few bucks that you can save on any component means.
Can you imagine all the interference with everybody being here and just how crazy it is with everything?
We do what we can.
So I walked Kyle around and showed him some of these cases. Gosh, we went through a good amount of stuff, and talked with him about the dock power, a lot of the other things. It was really cool. Again, this was his day 2 coverage for COMPUTEX. It starts around 3 hours and 58 minutes. If you want to watch the whole thing, of course, take a look at all the coverage if you guys didn't already see it. Kyle's got an amazing amount of stuff that was out there. I thought it was a lot of fun. Can you even copyright claim a video if a person in it uses it? Oh yeah, I bet all the cool kids hit up the COMPUTEX after party. Well, yeah, there's a ton of those things afterwards and everything, but then you got, but I would say, a lot of the media like to get together and hang out. And I think that's really cool. You know what I mean? From somebody that's not necessarily media, I'm more from manufacturer. It's a little weird. I don't really like to want to step in and everything, but man, I do enjoy hanging out, and it's always fun to be able to hang out. I just don't want to intrude, if that makes sense, because they're just like, oh, you're hanging out with a manufacturer, and I just want to be one of the boys. I just want to hang out. I don't want to talk about work. I want to talk about other things and everything, but I can understand where, like with media, they want to be biased with a lot of stuff. I totally get all that. So that is kind of the unfortunate side of things for me as a manufacturer, even though I do enjoy getting to work with these guys on the business side of things and get to know them a little bit more, little small talk. I mean, a lot of these guys I've known for years now, over 10 years with some of them, just here at Thermaltake and or from my previous job. So it's a lot of stuff, you know what I mean? Steve's another big example from Gamers Nexus. I've known Steve since the very beginning. I mean, we bent our first tube together. He bent his first tube with me, and I will take that to the grave. No one else can ever say that they bent a tube before he bent a tube with me, right? But, it's just the fun and stuff that happens with, everything that goes on and everything like that, right? So, lots of coverage. Again, if you want some details and everything, we do have a landing page that kind of gives you like a little one-page look at a lot of the stuff that we have for our power, our case, our cooling, and of course our gaming situation with all of our new racing stuff too. So there's a lot of stuff going on there with that. I believe there'll be some other videos that will be coming out here as well. I know, again, like I was saying, Steve from Gamers Next is going to be doing his hardware news. Should expect to see some Thermaltake stuff in there with that. But this is a lot of the coverage here for that. I just wanted to say thanks to everybody that came out. Appreciate all the media that came by. You know, some of you guys came a little early. You gave me a little bit extra of a lunch break, so salute to you on that one, because the lines for food were crazy, if you can understand with how busy that was, especially when a guy like myself has got maybe 20-30 minutes to try to grab something, stuff my face, and then move on to the next media, right? So it's long days. Some days I don't even get a lunch because, you know, stuff happens and you just got to deal with it, right? So those are the fun things about being ThermalMike when it comes to stuff like that. But I hope you guys appreciated a lot of the coverage here for Thermaltake at COMPUTEX 2026. We had a blast. It's always good to meet all the people that come out to that, be able to see all the new stuff, kind of give you guys an eye of what's to come. I mean, you know, in a few short months, we're going to be back in Vegas for CES talking about stuff coming in 2027, as well as being able to follow up with all the products that we showed at COMPUTEX this last week, with us being able to bring them right here into the studio, do some fun builds, and really dive into some details on a lot of that stuff. So I hope you guys appreciate the recap, a little bit of story action. I know I was kind of rambling a little bit in the beginning of the stream, just kind of sharing some of my experiences. I got some more stories to tell, but I'll save those for later, as I'm just still kind of recovering. My voice is kind of going right now. I think I need to end the stream and reload my liquid cooling. You know, I got to say, I brought this with me to the show, and I had this every day, and it saved my butt, because you're sitting there talking and saying everything over and over for 8 hours. And on top of that, I mean, you have to talk over all the people that are there, because you want the media to get the right message and be able to have stuff. And then you're doing video work and everything like that. So, you know, appreciate all the guys, especially Paul, you know, because he had to turn the volume down because he was like one of the first ones. My voice was fresh in the morning, and I was definitely pumping out a little too much, and I had to back off a little bit. So thanks so much, Paul, for not making me sound too ridiculous there on the video, but always a pleasure to be able to be a part of Paul's hardware video. You know what I mean? So keep checking out for more here from us at Thermaltake for COMPUTEX 2026. Again, I hope you guys like the recap. Thanks for joining in for some amazing waffles. I definitely missed it. And we'll be back next week. All right. We'll see you guys later. Happy hump day. Enjoy the rest of your week. The weekend's one more day closer. You guys have a blast. We'll see you next time.
Got a wrench in the bag, sand in the seam, still he don't brag. Bills for TT, stack by stack. Cable ties neat, motherboard black. Thermaltake case on the table like a throne. Fans lined up, got that airflow tone. He pinned the CPU with the surgeon's hand. One wrong move, then it's gone, man. Hump day hit, Mike in the zone. Click, clack, screws, he at work alone. He don't rush, he don't play. Every bill clean, every bay okay. You better step light when Mike come through. One chip part in the bill come due. He look at the socket like a hawk looks down. One slip, one scratch, then you hear that sound. Thermaltake is the way you better believe. Every day, hump day is the day. Mike build it right, no delay. Thermaltake is the way you better believe. Every day, don't chip up, don't play, or you'll lose a leg today. He got dust on his coat, but his hands stay clean. Reading specs like a dream in a magazine. TT on the side, that logo gleam. Case so cold, make the whole room scream. He seat that ram with the calm slow press. Any tiny crack, then the whole thing's less. He say, hold still when the torque gets tight. Respect that board or it won't post right. Mike got patience in the hard shell grin. He know the bill from the studs to the pins. When the power light hits, that green glow sings, and the camel just nods like I made good things. One bad chip and the dream gone limp. Mike don't blink, Mike don't slip. Thermaltake shine, TT pride. Build it sturdy, build it wide. Thermaltake is the way you better believe. Every day, hump day is the day. Mike build it right, no delay.